Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you doing? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you guys are doing super good. We're kicking things off right back into Kerbal Space Program, where we got to go to the moon again because our last mission did not go so great. Really did not go great. We have our previous rover that we sent down at the end of last stream. Everything worked amazingly throughout the entire mission. We get down there onto the surface, and the rover, in order to complete a contract, has to be able to use its surveying arm, one of the science pieces. Here's our rover right here. Has to use the arm that we actually broke off because anyways, it has to use the scanning arm, and to use the scanning arm, we did not have enough electrical power because for some reason it actually requires 120 electrical power in order to do what it needs to do. So that was a big bummer, to say the least. Definitely a huge missed opportunity for us here. So yeah, we're gonna have to send another rover to the surface of the moon, ideally one that has enough electrical charge to use that arm, and hopefully this time we can also go to the arch that is, I believe, on this crater. Somehow we missed the arch as we were coming over the top of it, coming in for landing. I have no idea where it is. At least I think it's in this crater. I have a rough idea from some previous playthroughs on where it is located. But yeah, definitely missed the arch from our view overhead. Hey, look, there's Duna right there, and there's Eve. Purple dot, orange dot. That's pretty good. But yeah, somewhere over... Oh, that's a big crater that we're about to... okay. Somewhere over here should be the moon arch. Not sure how we're going to tackle this crater here. I was really hoping it was just going to be a ridge and not a crater, but you know, such is life on the moon. Let's not hit all these massive rocks. That would be grand. Okay, we're just gonna go right through these massive rocks. That's probably great. Oh gosh, I have Scatterer turned on, and I'm not sure why Scatterer is not turned on. We should basically be hitting those rocks. Those should all be collidable, but alas they are not. Which way do we want to go? Wow, we are really on the edge here. Not great. Tease it. There we go. Whew. That could have been disastrous. But yeah, so we got to send another rover up. Ideally, we're also going to send up another satellite to the moon because we have some contracts that we need to get done there. Definitely some things to do. You can even do !to do in the chats, both Twitch and YouTube. Hopefully it works on YouTube. It should work in Twitch to see the plans for today. But yeah, that's what we got to get going on. And that seems pretty good. You need to turn it on manually. I have it turned on manually, yeah, in the text file and the config file. Don't think I don't. I have definitely done that. So yeah, Wes, it should be turned on manually inside of the config file. Set to true, whatever it is, like colliders set to true or whatever. That should definitely be a thing. But yeah, I really dig this rover. It works out pretty well. It's pretty robust, I have to say. Yeah, exactly my point. It's like, I don't know why it's broken, but it's broken. Don't worry, chat, we're not gonna drive this rover around for too long. But I was hoping we'd get somewhere with it so we can actually see perhaps the lunar arch. I don't know if it's actually gonna be renderable from here. It's renderable from a pretty far location, but I don't think we're anywhere near close enough for it, which is unfortunate. But I was hopeful. I was really hoping that after we crested that ridge that this would just be a ridge and we can go basically level from there. But no, it's a gigantic crater that we just happened to land around, which is really unfortunate. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. Don't worry about it, chat. Don't worry about it. Oh, please. Let us not go over the edge of the moon. Okay, what are you doing? Calm down. Calm down. Calm is good. There we go. Whew. Okay there. You should try Realism Overhaul. I have been interested in that. I'm not against it, but the reason why I like playing pretty much stock minus the few mods I do use is because I have a lot of viewers. Really? Why is that command from Nightbot not working? Oh, there it goes. Okay. I have a lot of viewers that I want to be able to download my craft files, have them work in their game, and not have to worry about a bunch of modded parts and stuff like that. So I have thought about realism, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's the best fit for what I want to do. Okay. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing there, guy? It's not. Are you out of electrical charge? No, you have no control. Is it because you're out of electrical charge? Oh, well, this is great. Huh. Well, you know what? That's probably a perfect time then, chat, to go back to Space Center. Go back to the Space Center. So yeah, we got to send another one of those up. And let me actually just, for my sake, also do !to do in chat, so we can see exactly what we have on our to-do list. So yes, we need to get a Lunar Surveyor into lunar orbit. We need to launch a second surface rover to the moon, and ideally we can launch another DCX vehicle with a new crew member. So yes, those are the things that I'm hopeful that we can do. So first and foremost, to the tracking station, let's see where we need to send those satellites in terms of their lunar orbit, their target lunar orbit. So we have one here, 178 by 246, 171, 289. One's in pretty much almost equatorial, the other one's inclined. Not bad. I'm probably going to make this a dual use platform here actually, and have these actually be relay satellites as well. That'd be pretty nice. I don't know what those are. I'm not interested in that. So don't want to build a new surface outpost. We're really far away from doing that, but position satellite in specific orbit around the moon, build a new unmanned rover that has an antenna and can generate power, reach the orbit, have a magnetometer boom on the satellite, and maintain stability. So this is the Kerbal Motion LLC. Okay. And this is going to the 289 by 246. So that's the equatorial mission. So the one with the boom is the equatorial mission. Oh, they both need equatorial or magnetometer booms. Okay, well that is fair, I guess. And this one going there is for Kerbodyne. Okay, well that should be pretty simple. So we need to send 2 satellites to the moon. If you have an idea on troubleshooting, that I'd appreciate. For what? Do you know why my sky would be black during the day? Like there's no atmosphere? I did something wrong. Interesting. Are you using realism, or are you using like a skybox? Because the only thing I can imagine is that the game is trying to find the skybox or whatever, and it's not able to do that. But I haven't actually ever come across that error, so I'm not sure without more information. Also, Nightbot, why are you spamming YouTube chat with all of these timers? Let me go ahead and edit that and increase those. That's probably why, because I have it set to reset every 2 lines in chat. That seems a little excessive, right? There we go, let's do that. Increase it. All right. You're using realism? Interesting, okay. I definitely have never used realism overhaul, so I haven't gotten that error, but I would imagine it's trying to find like whatever skybox or whatever runs the atmosphere, and it's not able to find that. I always put a relay antenna on satellite just in case. Exactly, Naps. Always about that dual use application. So if we go into our spaceplane hangar, we should be able to probably send 2 navsat style of systems. That'd probably be pretty good. So we should have a navsat bus. That's pretty much what I want. We have these, which is perfect. Has science and everything that we need. It has that. The only thing it doesn't have is the magnetometer boom, which should be, I think, pretty easy to put in here. I wouldn't mind having like a simple hard point of some sort, especially a radially attachable hard point. Are the hard points actually radial attachable? No, they are not. Oh wow, they're actually even pretty large, so never mind. I will not be doing that. Science. We should have the magnetometer boom. There it is. Perfect. Oh, it is radially attachable. Okay, well that's good. Yeah, sweet. So we're just gonna have one of those on there. And we need to, actually, we can just save it as is there, I think. This only has, wait, 243 meters per second here, but what about in a vacuum? 955. I'm pretty happy with that. Because ideally, chat, we should be able to, yeah, with 955 meters per second, ideally I can send them both up at the same time. Because this is only how heavy of a satellite? This is only 2 metric tons, and our lifter should be able to achieve like 18 metric tons to low Earth orbit, or low Kerbin orbit, I should say. Decoupler attached the wrong way, landing gear is missing, all that should be fine. Yeah, we're good. Not necessary. Why so many antennae? Just for the looks. Honestly, just for the looks. Only for the looks. Because when they're all fully deployed, right, it kind of looks like an antenna array that you might see on a real satellite, like a SATCOM sat. Hey, what's up, Cobra? How are you? Cobra Bubbles. Yeah, I think this should be a-okay. What do we have on the inside here? Fuel tanks. That's what we got, chat. Fuel tanks. Love it. Okay. Change our flag here to our NASA Meatball GG logo, except, there we go, blam, awesome. So let's go ahead and save that. And let's go ahead and go to new, switch editor. We'll get our launch vehicle out. There it is. This should have our Sky Crane style of module that we had previously. All right. Perfect. Yo, what's up, Sea Kraken? How are you? It does look cool. Exactly. Just the cool factor. Do I have in this save? That is the question, chat. Or you know what? I might have it on another save. Let's not save that. And then let's go to all games. Oh, wait. Do I have it here? Rideshare, I do. Hold the phone. Load that in. I have a rideshare mission here. With that, though, that's not exactly what I'm looking for here. Or is it? Or is it, chat? Is actually the question here. All the relay sats around the moon? That actually would be pretty tight. You know what? We are going to send this. I think this is the key. This is the way, chat. So we're going to have one of these. Let's take you off because this is only a one system flag. This was procured by Kerbal, Kerbidine, Curlington. I think it was Kerbal Motion. Yep, Kerbal Motion. Set flag. Kerbal Motion. Perfect. And we need a magnetometer on this. Boom, magnetometer. And then we have two of the small sats, and we'll put a magnetometer on both of them. And ideally, we should be able to achieve the required goals of this mission without any problems. So what does that actually look like? Ah, yeah, we're good. Retract. And of course, I did not put that on in 2x symmetry. Ah, because, got it. Okay, never mind. That was on me. Pump it in one. There we go. Actually, you know what? It would actually probably be better and make more sense if we put it into the avionics box like that. Yeah. And not into the tank structure would probably be ideal. And then I clipped it in one more. There we go. Seems good. What's this mission for? 2 career mode contracts. One of them is to send a satellite into lunar orbit at a specific location, and another one is to send another satellite to a different lunar orbit in a different location, and both of them need to have magnetometers as their biggest contract requirement. So it's this one. Position satellite in a specific orbit of the moon, build a new system that can generate power and has an antenna. We definitely have that. Now see, it says an antenna, but what kind of antenna? Like, does this count as an antenna? I guess so, because it says relay antenna. So I hope so. I hope that definitely counts. That'd be unfortunate if it didn't. Have a magnetometer and maintain stability. So we should be able to do that for both of these and complete 2 contracts with 1 launch. That's the ideal mode here. All of that looks good. We're full of fuel. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's actually go into here real quick. I want to make sure I have the correct name for our rocket here. Minerva is the name. I want to configure vessel naming. It should just be Minerva 1. Accept. Perfect. There we go, chat. Now we should be good to go. Save it. Let's check our staging. Center stage, outboard engine, pad separation, ullage motor separators, main engine, or not SECO, but I should say second engine start. Then fairing deploy. What's our fairing deployment here? That's fine. Why are you not highlighting correctly, my friend? It's really annoying. Okay, that works, and that works. Okay, actually, pretty sure we're gonna want this like this, actually, yeah. Pretty sure we're gonna want it like that. Also, it would be great, chat, although oh no, I don't know if we have any room for that, actually. You know what, the magnetometers cannot go there. Magnetometers are gonna have to go on this side. We don't have the room to spare. Yeah, we do not have the rooms to spare, chat. Because it is right up against the wall of the fairing structure. Okay, that should be better. That should be better, ideally. Can you beat career mode? I've never played it. I don't think so. I don't think career mode ever stops. It just, the contracts get more and more and more excessive, like asking you to build a entire base on Elu, or, you know, be able to send and return a Kerbal knot from the surface of Eve. Like, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and more complex, right? Technically, you can reach in-game, but never beat it, right? Like, in-game is you have the capability and everything to launch anywhere at any time, and, you know, set up outposts everywhere and all that jazz. Okay, that seems good. We have our launch vehicle all set up and ready to go. Save that. All right, let's get our mission log out. Exclamation point log should be able to get you guys here. So here you can see all of my rules on how I played this save, because we do call this hardcore career mode for a reason. I have a bunch of different rules for how I play our stock game. And then also you can find an entire log of every single mission that we've done and their outcomes. Yeah, this was a failure. Rover scanning arm failed to deploy on surface. Note, or I should say nota bene. The medium scanning arm requires greater than like 240 electrical charge to deploy and use. The fix: add more batteries to your rover. There we go. Boom. Okay. Go ahead and copy and paste that. This is going to be the Lunar Surveying Satellite, or MSS. So let's come up to here, and this is going to be MSS. It's going to be equal Lunar Surveyor Satellite. So this is going to be MSS1, MSS 1B, and MSS 2. All right, that seems good. Today's going to be the 13th. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Minerva, all that is good. So we're going to have the Lunar Surveyor Satellite 1A, 1B, and 2. Also MSS 1A, MSS 1B, and MSS 2. All right, total payload mass, that's 2 metric tons, and each one of those is 1. So it's going to be roughly, or if I remember correctly, it's roughly 4.6 metric tons, something like that. 5.6, it's near that. Total cost to launch here is 728. That is, of course, going to be Kerbucks. Kerbucks, there we go. So successfully place MSS 1A into desired orbit for contract. And that is going to, of course, be... So not the Kerbal Motion, I want this one, Kerbodyne. So that one is going to be here. That's going to be 178 by 178 kilometers. Inclination is going to be 144.4 degrees. And then we have longitude of ascending node is going to be 101. You know what, let's just do it like this. There you go, BD. And Kai. All right, let's see. And thank you. RAN is going to be equal to 101.1 degrees. Okay, so that's the first one. And then I need to copy and paste this into this. Successfully place 2B into desired orbit. Or sorry, not 2B, to 1B. There we go. And then finally, last but not least, same exact thing, except we're gonna have to change the orbit parameters into desired orbit for Kerbal Motion, for Kerbodyne. And so this one, of course, is going to be this guy, Kerbal Motion LLC. And it's going to be those. So we have 289 by 246. Inclination is going to be 176.1 with a RAN, or a right ascension of ascending node, of 145.5 degrees. Okay. Well, we got to get all that taken care of and done, chat, with this hopefully one mission. Let's go ahead and save that. I don't think we're missing anything, but if we are, well, we'll find out real fast. Gosh, we have like no room here, which is really, really unfortunate. I would love to just be able to tick this out like ever so slightly. Does that work? Maybe. Well, I guess we'll see, chat. Hopefully it does. I guess we'll see. So that one separates with the engine ignition. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and save it. And let's go ahead and put it out on the pad. Actually, let's go back real quick and time warp the necessary days. Because our last mission was on day 329, and per our rules, if we're launching the same vehicle, we have to time warp at least 12 days for launches of the same vehicle type. So that's going to be 33. Our original time was 29. So 12 days would be 41. Let's just go ahead and do that. Yeah, what's up, Super Ham? How are you? And Andrew Charles, good to see you. There we go. Let's go ahead and stop right there. I'd use one sat, get the desired first orbit, maintain stability for 10 seconds to fulfill the contract, and move it to the second orbit. I thought about that, Andrew, but I also want a relay, basically a constellation of relay sats around the moon, because we're getting more and more land a rover on the surface of the moon and drive it to this location. And so I would really like to have communication set up around the moon as well. I'm doing pretty good, Super. Thank you for asking. So we're kind of killing 3 birds with 1 stone. 1 contract, but, you know, 3 use cases. Or I should say 2 contracts, 3 use cases. Contract 1, contract 2, and relay. That is the hopeful goal anyways. Let's go ahead and save it. But yeah, push comes to shove, ideally we can, this has like 900 meters per second of delta V. I think each one of these also is roughly like several hundred meters per second of delta V. So in a perfect world, like we should be able to do, as you said, is like use this one satellite that has more delta V and just complete both contracts, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and put it on the launch pad. And let's get our avionics package out, yeah? So yeah, we do fly our rockets into at least its parking orbit in LKO using Python that we've developed over time here on stream. So this is ideally what we can do here as well. This is Minerva 1, because the other one is Minerva 1, our space shuttle. That's fine. All right, that should all be fine. No abort is installed. Payload liquid fuel is actually going to be less than that. Ooh, you know, I totally forgot to do that, chat. Let's go ahead and set up our flight avionics here. So we're going to have 2 times 9.9, 2 times 9.9, and it should be plus 2 times 24.3. For the baguettes that are in the other vehicle here. Really? You won't? There we go. 24.3. Awesome. That seems good. And I don't think we have any more on here. It should only be those 2 there and then those 2 there. So we should be good. That should be pretty much the only change that has to happen there. That's our MECO condition. All that looks good. That looks fine. One thing I do need to make sure I change as well before flight. I should really learn to do this inside of the VAB, but change that to 60%. Don't need that. All that looks good. We're tracking a max Q value of 12,000 pascals. Countdown from 10. And then what's our parking orbit going to be? This is a pretty light payload, so I'm going to say let's go to 150, since also, not only is this a light payload, but our lifter has been overachieving. Let's put it that way, chat. It's been very much overachieving, yeah. Mission params at target roll equals 0. Where does this come into effect? Mission params. Do we actually cover that? Because I would really like it if we didn't set. I assume we do. Yeah, we do. and then we set the target roll. No. I would really like it if we didn't do that. Oh god, am I going to regret this, chat? I think I am. I want to do this here. So what ideally should happen here is by setting this to float nan. That should mean that when we go to engage, this does not take an effect. You know what? Let me actually get the documentation out real quick for KRPC. KRPC docs Python. So if we go to autopilot and then we say set roll or target roll, nan if no target roll is set can be read or written. Oh gosh, I'm really... What's hardcore career mode? So Nicholas, you can go to that link there in my log as soon as Nightbot decides to put it in chat for you. And you can see at the very beginning all of the rules that we play this KSP save with. So not only are we playing basically stock KSP, I have a few mods for like quality of life things and visuals, but we play pretty much stock, like no part mods or anything like that. And we play with this rule set because I like to play KSP with, I guess, what can be considered plausible realism. So like things like time warping rules and reverting rules, and like what happens if we fail a mission beyond what just the game does. So yeah, this is kind of what we consider hardcore career, if you will, is that we have all these rules that we play by. I really hope that that is how that works, chat. I really do. You know what? Let's give it a simulation. Basically, how I run simulations for this when we change code is we run it, and if it works, that's great. If it doesn't, okay. We can save the revert for that use case, but no matter what happens, if it works, we have to still revert and do it like for real, if you will. So we're just gonna go ahead and bring this in because I do want to see if floating that to nan will actually not cause an error and will actually allow the second stage to just hold its basically whatever role it is on separation. That's what I'm hopeful of, but we'll see how that goes. The other thing I can do is set target roll to just whatever role we are set to. Maybe that's even better. Oops. There we go. All right, so vehicle's pitching down range. Stand by for max Q. On max Q, it should throttle down. But is it like stock? Yeah. Everything you see in terms of parts is all stock. Like you can download this, like I could give you this craft file and you should be able to load it into your stock game. The mods I do use are these. Basically all visual and a few quality of life things that just make certain information available to you, but otherwise stock, yeah. I tried using KRPC instead of KOS as part of RSSRP1, but I found having issues with it, unfortunately, as I do feel KRPC is more powerful than KOS. Oh, that's interesting, Ronald. What kind of issues? Because I know that KRPC, right, relies on, like, the module manager, if you will, for the different parts. Like each part, if you look at like the code, basically has like a JSON file or whatever you want to call it. It's basically JSON, and it has all the different parameters that are tweakable in the game. So if Realism Overhaul like changes those drastically, then you might have to... I know KRPC allows you to manually search and adjust modules for a part, but you have to specifically know the name of that module. And yeah, I can definitely see how that could be much more difficult than just playing the stock game with it. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know everything that Realism requires. I know like there's a certain number of starts and stuff like that, so yeah, interesting. Should I try this? Try what specifically? Like KRPC stuff? Like the coding and stuff. Uh-oh. All right, slight hiccup on the fairing step, but it seems to be largely okay. And it does look like, for the most part, we are maintaining the roll that we had originally. But yeah, this fairing still being here is like really causing issues here for whatever reason. And what are we at here? 150? Okay. Let's see if we can't clean up this orbit a little bit. Yeah, 2 degrees offset's not a big deal, but yeah, this fairing really getting hung up here is a little unfortunate for this test, but it does seem like that is correct, my understanding. I don't know why it has such a weird... Should be set to 0. I think the fairing is actually messing with it, yeah. For whatever reason, the fairing is not able to allow us to compensate for it, which is kind of odd. Don't know why the control system wants to go that far over. I mean, it's not a big deal. We're only a few degrees off, but I don't know why it wants to do that. Okay, well, we reached our target orbit of 158 by 21. That seems fine. And now the fairing wants to come off, of course. Like, why? Yeah, sure. Okay, though. That's pretty much what I wanted to see, which is fine, which is good. Let's see here. That should be pitch, roll, yaw. The roll seems pretty loose on that. Let's also change that. Yeah. And that, I don't know if I really care. Here, 1 second. I want to try something. If vessel.roll is greater than, so if it's set to 0, no, I want it set to greater than 90 and 270, greater than or equal to 90, or vessel.roll is less than or equal to 270, then we set this be equal to 180, else set it to 0. That I think is perhaps better. We'll try that. All right, one more simulation real quick, and we'll run it back. Mid, you could give 3 tips to struggling KSP players. What would it be? If I could give 3 tips, what can I do? 3 tips. God, there's so many, honestly. First and foremost, I think it's important to not get discouraged when you're playing the game and whatnot, right? Because at the end of the day, even if it's an arcade game, you're quite literally doing rocket science in KSP. Like learning how to fly a rocket into orbit, even if it takes you 100 hours before you achieve your first orbit, totally understandable. Because at the end of the day, even though it's a game, you're quite literally doing rocket science in a game. I definitely think that's probably the biggest tip of all. Like, do not get discouraged if it takes you a while to do something in the game, because at the end of the day, the game is very difficult. Second bit of advice. Oh my gosh, I just had it. Totally blinking out as I'm trying to fly the rocket as well. Check your staging is pretty important, yeah. naps, I would probably say that as number 3, is no matter how often you play or how good you think you are at the game, always take the 30 seconds it usually takes to just run through your staging, because I have found myself even to this day with thousands of hours in the game where, you know, I absolutely do not check my staging, and that's an issue. That's an issue. Something goes horribly wrong, and there you go. And then the second one that I had that I don't know why I'm blanking on now. Oh, you're only limited to your imagination. I think that is definitely a good piece of advice there. Is, you know, if you're struggling to figure out how to do something, or you don't know what to do in the game, I definitely take inspiration from like real life concepts, even concepts that never made it into like actual operation. There's like so many things that you can do in the game, so many different architectures, so many different vehicles you can create. You're definitely only limited by your imagination. Won't greater than 90 or less than 270 always be true? I hope not. All I can say is I hope not. Gosh dang it, why do those keep getting caught on it? Well, this is less than ideal, chat. Game? Oh. Has no attribute role. Son of a gun, chat. Son of a gun. I should check the docs. Is it vessel.flight? It might be vessel.flight. Vessel.flight. It probably is vessel.flight, yeah. Silly me. Vessel.flight. .roll, yeah. Silly me. So if vessel.flight.roll is greater than 90, no, because you can definitely have 0 roll, like a 0 roll requirement. Because what do I have up here? Because it definitely flies at 0 roll. That's my target at the beginning. Target roll is actually 180. So yeah, you can have your roll, you know, 360 degrees. So it won't always be true, right? Oh, I see what you're saying. And. It should be and. Or no, it should be or. No, and. Both of these have to be true, right? Yeah. If vessel.roll, vessel.flight.roll, and vessel.flight.roll. So it should be greater than or equal to 90 and less than or equal to 270. That, I think, is correct. Yeah. Yeah, I needed the and, not the or. Can you roll and throw it off? Possibly. I don't know why it's getting stuck. It usually doesn't get stuck. I wonder if it's getting stuck on like the payload itself, which is kind of unfortunate. You can adjust the velocity of the ejections and number of shells of the fairing. Yep, yeah. Normally it doesn't even give me problems. I should have it set to the highest ejection velocity. I should fix this staging as I move the engines to the bottom of the list again and again and again. Indeed, yeah. So yeah, we're throttled down here for max Q. You'll see it start to throttle up here as it tries to maintain that max Q. And then once we pass around 12,000 meters in altitude, it should ramp up to full throttle. Dun, 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 dun. So hopefully that works. Because what I was doing, chat, was I was originally just setting the target roll to be 0, so that way when we re-engage the autopilot was like, oh, we're at roughly 180 degrees and my target roll should be 0. So it was literally doing an entire flip over, which is so unnecessary. So that's why I wanted to add this little bit of code here to check for that. The thrust structure, yeah, not bad, right? It's kind of like a mix between like an Atlas 5 or like an old Atlas Agena stage, like an Atlas 1, and kind of like a Proton. More Atlas Agena than anything else for sure. should be about to stabilize for Miko. And how high are we going? Pretty high. Stabilizing pitch for Miko. There we go. Hey, finally we got a separation. And look at that. Now that it doesn't have to do a 180-degree roll, it's looking pretty good. Yep. How clean was that, chat? High five. Okay, I think we're good to go. So now it's pitching down, so it maintains an apoapsis of around 150. And what do we actually have here? So 150. And then if I go into here and I say... Yep, that should be fine. To 70. And if apoapsis is greater than 30%, yeah, okay. So the closed loop should be fine. We're in the first control loop right now. It's just trying to maintain our velocity, or our vertical velocity. So as soon as our vertical velocity starts getting close to 0, which means that we're close to apoapsis, it should start getting into our second control loop, which is then trying to maintain our periapsis to 70 while basically going straight vertical, or straight horizontal towards prograde. And then finally, if we get above 70, then it just basically maintains prograde until we reach our target apoapsis. Yep, there we go. Yep, not bad. Parking orbit of 158 by 22.29. Okay, I can dig it, chat. So let's run it back and let's do it for real, shall we? Let's make sure we get our information here correct. This is going to be MI15. Launching MSS 1A, 1B, and 2 on the 13th. This is actually going to be launching on day 341. We will check our time here momentarily. 341 at 57. So we'll be launching at 58. T-minus 1 minute, chat. All looks good. T-minus 40 seconds. And here we go, chat. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, center engine start, outboard engine start. And we have liftoff of Minerva 15. Vehicle's looking good. Vehicle's in its roll program. Vehicle is now pitching to align itself on the proper flight azimuth. But all systems are looking good. Yo, what's up, Rayson? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Vehicle's continuing to pitch down range and is throttled down now for maximum dynamic pressure. Vehicle's continuing to pitch down range. Yo, what's up, Smoke? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Vehicle's now throttled back up to 100% rated power of thrust, now that we have passed max Q. Vehicle's now throttling to maintain no more than 3 Gs of acceleration on the payloads. Stand by for set. And we have good separation of second stage. And very clean fairing, Sep. Woo! Well, wasn't that nice, chat? I'm pretty happy with that view, if I do say so. Vehicle second stage is now pitching down to maintain proper flight azimuth. Or proper parking orbit, desired parking orbit. Increase that a little bit. That was not bad. That was really not bad. What's up, Draw? How are you? Vehicle is now pitching down to try and maintain roughly a 150 kilometer apoapsis. I don't need that much control authority, actually. We are looking good. Maintaining that rough 149. Doing great. Good to hear. Good to hear. I decided YouTube is better for watching streams. I missed the stage set, but was able to scrub back and check it out. I know, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely nice. Definitely nice for that. All right, should be coming up on the required periapsis. Vehicle's looking good. And we'll go ahead and shut it down right there. Perfect. 160 by 21, not bad. So now we'll cruise up to apoapsis, do basically a orbital maneuvering burn to bring up our periapsis to roughly circular 150 by 150, or 160 by 160, I guess it actually will be. Not too shabby. That's going to be 160 by 160 right there. Perfect. All right. So we're coming up on the first hour of stream. So everybody on Twitch side, for those who don't know, every rough hour or so I do run manual ads to get rid of any of the pre-roll ads and any of the injected ads that Twitch does, because that always disables them. So I'm not going to do anything. It's going to be a downtime. We're just going to coast up to apoapsis. So you will not miss anything, chat, but we will see you guys back here in about 3 minutes or so. But yeah, now we're just going to coast. Not going to do too much. Wait for Twitch to get back in here. But in the meantime, we can do a little bit of planning. So once we send that apoapsis and get it roughly circularized, we do need to then send it. Let's actually get rid of all of those. Let's go ahead and send that as our target. How are we on our inclination? Half a degree off. That should be okay. That should not be a problem. And let's see what we actually need to do a free return trajectory, believe it or not, chat. So you see how our orbit line is doing this? Well, if we basically just went prograde, we would enter orbit this way. But if we enter a free return trajectory, which means our trajectory goes around the front of the moon and we capture going this way, that will be the most optimal transfer. And then we will be a few degrees inclined there. What's the actual inclination requirement? 144 degrees inclined. 144. So we're basically 4 degrees off, right? Because 180 would be perfectly going retrograde. So we're roughly 20 degrees. No, I'm sorry. We're roughly 40 degrees, 36 degrees inclined here on these two satellites, and then we're 4 degrees inclined, basically 3.9 degrees inclined here. So that's what we got to do. And then we gotta get our rover down. We gotta fix that rover, chat. Kind of a bummer. You guys weren't in here before, last night. That entire mission went off with zero problems. We get down to the surface, everything works super well, and then we find finally something that we can scan. I go to scan it, and it says cannot scan because we don't have enough electrical charge. So instead of being able to like use certain amount of electrical charge and have it just regenerate over time, no, you have to actually have the full electrical charge amount to use the robotic scanner. So really just unfortunate. But anywho, should have roughly 40 seconds on the YouTube, or not the YouTube, on the Twitch ad side. We'll give it a little bit more time here. We got 3 minutes for the 6-second burn, which is going to be basically our orbital maneuvering system burn 1, ohms burn 1 to circularize, or you can call it second engine start 1, or I guess technically that would be second engine start 2. So yeah, we'll go ahead and figure that out as well. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Back from ads, awesome, good to go then. So yep, we're just coasting up here. We got roughly 3 minutes to go before our maneuver node actually begins. Let's go ahead and get ourselves situated and prepared for this maneuver node burn. You're back too? Good, 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 good. Welcome back. So let's go ahead and get ourselves situated here. Should have plenty of electrical charge. We even have solar panels out, so that's not even going to be an issue. And we'll go ahead and roughly give it right there. And let's go ahead. It's going to be a 6-second burn, so we're going to have no problem completing this. Although it is going to be 101 meters per second of delta V requirement, but so be it. Let's actually make sure before we do anything else. Enable crossfeed. So crossfeed is in fact disabled, so that's good. Make sure we disable that. Not that that should really be a big deal either. All right, not bad, chat, not bad. Let's go ahead and start. We're gonna go ahead and stabilize our stage. We have ignition, second engine start. And second engine shut down, 160 by 156. We can even clean that up with a little RCS control. Bring that up. Since we should have plenty of monoprop. Yeah, not even a problem. Not even a problem. 161 by 160. I am pleased with that. So, the moon is back that way. So let's go ahead and figure out just what we got to do here. So if we line ourselves up with moonrise, we pretty much want to start burning roughly right about here. In order to get that, yep, there we go. And then like I said, for this mission, we need to do essentially a free return trajectory in order to give ourselves the proper inclination, not inclination, well, yeah, inclination, because it's going to actually be a retrograde orbit with an inclination of roughly, basically greater than 90 degrees. So to do that, we'll come around on the front side of the moon. And that's actually not too bad there. Let's see if we can't clean it up a little bit here. So what do we need to do here? So that's the wrong way. Let's go ahead and do it this way. We can do a little bit of a inclination change. We're probably going to hit the this one inclined first, since we're a little bit better stationed for it. And that's the first one on our manifest that we need to hit anyways. So that's good. We have like what, a 10-degree inclination change once we get there. That's not too shabby. And let's see if we can't do something. Let's actually change our orbit placement here, and that should also help. There we go. Area abscess of 250, 250, 246. That seems pretty much on point there. That's going to be too much. Pretty close. I think that might just do it right there, chat. Might even be just a smidge over. Yeah, something like that. Oh, hi. What you doing, huh? What you want? The pupper is at it, chat. The pupper is at it. Always looking for pets. You know how it is. All right. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. So this is going to be a 43-second burn for 849 meters per second delta V. That should be more than enough to get it there. We can even probably capture with this upper stage as well. We'll have to see. And then we'll go from there. Ideally, this should be a long duration upper stage, right? For a mission like this. Yeah, that should be pretty good. So 43 seconds, we have 17 minutes for this burn. Let's go ahead and time warp a little bit here. And then we'll get ourselves situated. I love the maneuver UI in the bottom quarter. I think it might be the most underrated feature. Truly, Houston, when they added that, oh my gosh, it was so nice. 100% I agree with that. It is a great feature. Okay, now that we're here, let's go ahead and figure out our rotation. Line ourselves up with this maneuver node. Plenty of monoprop. All right, looking good, looking good. Let's go ahead and line ourselves up here. We have 1 minute and 4 seconds until the start of our burn. That's going to be a 43-second burn, which will get us out to the moon. Somewhere right about there. Perfect. Not too bad, not too bad. All right. So yeah, we have our rideshare mission. Everything is looking pretty stellar so far. 37 seconds. Let's go ahead and time warp just a smidge. So somewhere right about there. And we'll go ahead and start stabilizing. And engine ignition. There we go. Looking good. Just try and hold that maneuver node there. Not going to really be a problem. Okay, halfway through the burn. Okay, looking good. Almost done. And shut down. So we'll call it there, and let's see if we can't clean it up a little bit. So let's focus view. And let's go ahead and bring that out a little bit with some RCS. Should still have plenty of RCS here. $233. We might have to do a slight mid-course correction, but not a problem. Yeah, sweet. There we go, chat. So we're gonna have to do a small inclination change. What we're probably gonna end up doing first is actually capturing around the moon, separating the second stage, since we only have 577 meters per second remaining, and then go from there. Because if we actually go to our periapsis here, add a maneuver, and try and capture. I wonder if we can actually even do an inclination change at this simultaneously. It's not going to be perfect though, that's the only problem. But it might help a little bit. Yeah, because we kind of need to do it like back here, right? Something like that, I think definitely helps. A little bit. It helps a little bit. So that's 233 by 239. We really want it to be an apoapsis of 289. So let's bring that back out. Be roughly where it needs to be. 266 there, almost. Pretty close. A little bit more. Yeah, something like that. Mostly in line there. And then once we're at apoapsis, we should be able to then separate, clean up our inclination and all that jazz. Okay, it's going to be 409 meters per second. We have only 577 meters per second in this stage. So not bad, not bad. It's going to be a 17-second burn. Make sure we're not depleting any of the resources from the satellites by accident. Nope, we are looking good there. Looking good there. Aim camera. And looking good there. Perfect. Cool. All right, yep, we're heading to the moon. There's Jewel in the background right there. Not bad. And let's see if we can't go ahead and F5 just in case something weird happens, because I have basically time warped to here, and then for whatever reason the game just shoots me around past it, which is not great. Let's also keep an eye on our resources here as well. Electrical charge is fine, monoprop, all that stuff is good. So yes, heading away from KSC, from Kerbin, towards the moon with a rideshare mission. We got 3 satellites on this mule. Not too bad. Okay, we have 27 minutes coming up for a 17-second burn. Let's go ahead and warp again. We are looking good so far. We have plenty of control authority at the moment as well, which is good. So we have the comms, of course, working. I think we even have direct line of sight to KSC or one of the ground stations. Oh yeah, we're actually going through, which one is that? Actually, is that KSC or is that on the far side? Yeah, KSC's on the far side. We're basically going through Woomerang right now. Looks good. Let's go ahead and get ourselves aligned with this maneuver node. Not too shabby. "58 seconds before a 17-second burn." And we'll go ahead and hold it right about there. All right, not too bad. Where's the moon? Oh, I see. It's just, yeah, gotcha. 100%. Lost the moon for a second, but it's right here. Right there, chat. All right, 22 seconds for a 409 meter per second burn to capture into this very close to desired orbit. I actually wonder if this will complete the contract for us, because the contracts can be very lenient on the actual orbit that you achieve. Let's go ahead and settle the tanks. And engine ignition. Second engine start, number 3. Yeah, what's up, Jonathan? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. An earth-shattering kaboom is heard from Jonathan. Looking good, and shutdown. A premature shutdown there. But that, I think, might just be fine for the moment. Go and see where that gets us. Drink! All right, I got you. Staying hydrated, chat. Staying hydrated. All right, let's go ahead and continue to burn here a little bit more, and we'll close it there. Yeah, that's roughly speaking where I want to be. Okay. And so our ascending node is there, but we're going this way. So we're at 3 degrees. Let's go ahead and basically add a maneuver here, add a maneuver. Bring that roughly in line. Yep, that should close that out, and then all we should have to really do is head around to basically here and burn until we match our apoapsis. That should pretty much be all that we have to do. We have 16 meters per second. You know what we could even do, chat, is actually separate this and save the delta V we have to do this inclination change. so we use up whatever we have in the tanks for that. That could be potentially ideal. Just saying. But yeah, let's go ahead and F5 again. And let's go ahead and separate. Our first satellite has been deployed. It will now use its own propulsion in order to get into its desired orbit. Cool. Yo, what's up, Nick? How are you? Yes, indeed. KSP is going strong. KSP1, that is. Oof. KSP1 at least is going strong. Okay, chat. I like it. So 955. Let's go ahead back to here and let's start planning our next maneuver. So if I went to roughly here and added a maneuver, can we do that inclination change? Ooh, we actually can. We actually can do a heck of an inclination change here. Not actually, yeah, we can almost fully with this upper stage here. I really want to see how much do we have if we do this. 259. No. No. That's wrong. It's because it's counting the booster and everything. That's not what I want. At least I hope it has more than just 259. If it doesn't, then that's going to be a shame. All right, stand by, chat. Stand by. I want to test something out here. Let's go back to the Space Center, because this should all be fine as it stands. This is in a good like parking orbit, and we're not going to take long. We're going to be in the SPH. Doing well. Going to get back into KSP content after my current project finishes up. Heck yeah, Nick. Good stuff. There's only one KSP. Do not be fooled. Yeah, I know, but a man can dream, can he not? Can he not? All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and clear that up. That's all from our launch. I don't know why it's floating in air, but it's fine. Let's go into the vehicle assembly building. Let's do some maths, chat. Can I humble brag a little bit? You may humble brag a little bit. Does it relate to the thing that you're talking about last stream? I sure hope it does. Let me actually switch editor real quick. Only because I don't want to overwrite that save and stuff, so. I had a successful video screening today with Astranis. Oh, I know them. Heck yeah. And I have another interview later this week. Awesome. Astranis is cool. I dig it. I want that to be the root part, because what we're going to end up doing here is actually taking all of this off. There we go. So we have that, chat. And we have delta V 341. We have 341 meters per second delta V. So that means that I do need to use this upper stage at least as much of it as we can, because this is definitely not a lot, even for the moon. Especially when we have to do like a 30-degree inclination change, 36-degree inclination change, and change our altitude simultaneously. So I do want to make sure that that's correct. So in terms of the ISP on this engine, I believe it's an ant. Yeah, it's an ant. So we have 315 in a vacuum. Okay. 315 in a vacuum. Okay. Yep, that should be correct. Cool. Let's not save it. Let's go back tracking station and go back to the moon. I just wanted to make sure we had enough delta V, or to figure out how much delta V we actually have, because hey, what's up, Catfax? Welcome back. Just so we can make sure that we're not going to dump the stage sooner than we need to, and it actually seems like we need to use most of the stage just to be safe. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and fly. The other vehicle has plenty of delta V, not worried about it whatsoever. But these only have around 350, which also should be more than enough, but just to absolutely be safe here. We have 6 minutes before this burn. I do want to do this burn because not only does it help clean up our orbit, our inclination change requirement, but also, all right, so let's go ahead and bring this back out a little bit. Change our inclination even a little bit more. And how much? That's a periapsis of 140, and we need it to be 178. Roughly like that. That's 172. That actually should be close enough for the contract requirements, but we can get a little bit more. 175, pretty darn close. And that inclination difference looks pretty much on point. It could probably be cleaned up a little bit more. Like that. At which point our periapsis is going to be a little high. $177. There we go. So 209 and we have 216. Heck yes, chat. All the margins. All of the margins. And we'll use a little RCS fuel to get rid of anything else, right? There's our satellite over there, all looking good. All right, let's get it done. You don't think he's coming back though? Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, not bad. I think we're looking a-okay here. 210 meters per second. We have 216 meters per second in the tank. Margins are non-existent. We're fine with that. That should clean up everything we need to for this mission for getting this next batch of satellites into their designated orbit here. 4 minutes to go. We're already locked and ready to roll for our inclination change. Let's go ahead and time warp a little bit here. 3 minutes and 25 seconds should be fine. Electrical charge generation is good. If the rocket can stagger off the ground with it, there is no such thing as too much fuel. That is true, I guess, technically speaking. I appreciate it, Kat. Yeah, let's not spam, okay? But here, I'll give you this one. Give me one good fact. Go for it. You got one fact. Make it good. Dun, 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 dun. 6 seconds. 6 second burns coming up in about 16. Da, da, da. 9 seconds. Let's go ahead and settle the tanks here. Looking good. Second engine start 5. And there goes the sat, chat. And shut down. 9 meters per second to go. Where does that get us? Ooh, that looks pretty solid. We are at 0 degrees difference. Periapsis seems like it's a little high. We can bring that down though. We're targeting 178. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good with that, chat. Yep, pretty happy with that. That is true. Man, a morbid one, cat facts. A morbid one, but yeah, that is true. Lessons learned the hard way, right? All right. So from here, let's go ahead and separate the 2 satellites, because from there we can actually move one into its orbit, its desired orbit, and then the other one can wait, so we can kind of stagger them. As Nap said, the staggering rocket. Okay, let's go ahead and separate the first one. We have a good clean separation. That's going to be MSS 1B. And just so I don't forget, let's go ahead and deploy those. And then let's go ahead and go to command, rename vessel, no, configure vessel naming. It's going to be a relay. This is going to be MSS 1A. Accept. And then now we have MSS 1B. There we go. And then this has 12 meters per second, so quite literally can't do anything, so it's just gonna stay right here. Not bad. So we'll follow 1A here, yep. And we'll get it into its desired parking orbit, complete the contract, and then it looks like our MSS 2 is going to be following its desired trajectory all the way down to roughly here, so we can do a minor inclination change, and then we should be good. All right. So let's actually go ahead and set that up here. You know what we can actually do? Actually go ahead and maneuver going retrograde, so we bring down our periapsis. That would probably be good. We don't need our periapsis to be 10 kilometers higher than the desired contract. Let's just go ahead and do that. Make sure we're controlling from the right spot. Looks like we are. So our SAT's going to do our first little maneuver here, just to bring that down to 178, roughly speaking. There it goes. Perfect. Clean that up. 178, 178.626, 178.826. Yeah, very good. 200 meters off, not bad. And then we'll come around to our basically periapsis, add a maneuver, and bring that down into contract requirements, which is going to be right there. 172. 172 by what? Wait, 178 by 178. I don't think that's right. Is it? No, 171. That's what it actually should be. I wrote down the wrong thing, chat. 171. There we go. Cool. So that's going to be coming up in about 45 minutes. In the meantime, let's go ahead and switch to this. This is going to be MSS 2. Remember, we're doing 2 full mission contracts with 3 satellites all at the same time on this mission. Let's go ahead and configure vessel naming. This is going to be MSS 2. Accept. And let's see how far we have for this guy to go around until it basically reaches here. We got to do a 3-degree inclination change till we reach something roughly like that. And then it needs to bring its apoapsis to 289. It right now is 280, but its periapsis is nowhere close. We do need to kind of do something like that, if at all possible. Because its periapsis is, its periapsis is actually 256. Ah, okay. So let's actually get up to apoapsis and then we'll drop. Yeah. We'll do this step by step here. So we'll get across from the periapsis, add a maneuver, and we'll drop our periapsis down to 246. Let's go ahead and, there we go. So that's 233 is our current, and we need it to be 246. Let's go ahead and do something roughly like this. Just some minor orbital maneuvering here before we do our inclination change. So that should get our altitude correct. And then once we get around to our ascending node here, we'll be able to do our inclination change and probably complete the contract from there, depending on how lenient the contract is from our orbital altitude. But yeah, that should be fine. Say Shrek or else. There you go. But not bad. So that's going to be in 26 minutes. The other one was over here, right? I think. So we'll warp around to here, 26 minutes. Actually, just to confirm, I should have put an alarm clock, shouldn't I have? Here, let's do that. Let's go ahead and add a new alarm clock. Actually, that's the old alarm clock. Does this give me the same capability here? No? Okay. I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't know. We have no alarms. Can't do that. Okay, that's fine. Oh, whatever. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go ahead and add quick alarm, add a maneuver, 3 minutes. That's going to be in 23 minutes. Perfect. Let's go ahead and go to our other vehicle up here. Switch to. And we'll also add a alarm there so we can switch back and forth without having to worry about missing it. That's going to be in 43 minutes. Cool. So add that alarm. It's going to be in 42 minutes. So we'll go ahead and jump to ship. Yep, all seems good. And we'll go ahead and time warp to that maneuver. So this maneuver should basically bring our apoapsis and periapsis into the correct right ascension of the ascending node and argument of periapsis. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll warp around here, 23 minutes. It's going to be a 14-second burn. Got plenty of time. Should be good. And then once we complete this, we should get a pretty good payday. I don't actually know how much the contracts are worth, but they should be pretty darn good. Yeah, so we got this one. We just have to reach the designated orbit, and then the same with this one. So looking good. So 2 minutes here. Let's go ahead and time warp a little bit more. Then we'll have roughly 40 seconds to get ourselves aligned and to execute the maneuver. So not bad. Let's go ahead and rotate. Wait a second. Part. Control from here. Aha, there we go. I thought so. 14-second burn coming up in 21 seconds. Yep, glad I checked that. It was still controlling from this decoupler, which would not have been good. So Kerbal Motion Sat is set to do its contract finish here within the next hour in game. Ideally within the next hour in game. And shut down. All right, cool. So now we should just have to do an inclination change to pretty much bring us into alignment. We might also have to do an apoapsis raise, but we'll see. So that should roughly be what's required there. Periapsis is 249 versus 246. That's fine. Yeah, it should be fine. And then apoapsis is in place at 271. Perfect. That's going to be another 19 meters per second. Let's go ahead and add another alarm. So that's going to be in, no, the other one is in 13 minutes. That should be fine. Jump to ship and restore maneuver node. We'll time warp, do that quick maneuver. That might get the contract done here. And then, yeah. Let's see where that gets us, chat. Whew. Going to deploy that battery of antennae. Yep, that is the goal. We will definitely do that on go around here. So we said 15 minutes to go here. Let's go ahead and time warp. Plenty of electrical charge, not going to be a problem. Got Kerbin in the background. I like it. All right, so we got 8 seconds, an 8-second burn coming up in about 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and rotate here. Yep, retrograde is fine. Bring it down. And stop. So yep, 41-second burn coming up. And then we have this one come up in 29 minutes. I'm hoping that this will finish this contract. I'm not sure if it's designed to do that. It might, though. We'll see. 218 to 271. Wait, hold up. Should be more like that. It should definitely be more like that, I think, right? Did I miss something here, chat? Wait, did I set another one? I'm confused. I am so confused right now. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I confused myself for a second. I was looking at the wrong line. Oops. There we go. Contract completed. Great. Grand. Wonderful. Contract. We got 430. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. No, is it? Or is it this one? Okay, $322,000 dues, chat. Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, that's good. So we're gonna wait for this to coast around a few times because I want to phase the other satellite to almost be roughly 180 degrees so we can hopefully maintain comms. But let's go ahead and switch to this guy. Yo, what's up, Ali? How are you doing? We'll go ahead and take a picture here. Take a picture here and here. Nice. Okay. Let's make sure we're controlling from the right spot. We should be. Yep, good. Let's go ahead and rotate around ahead of this maneuver node. It's going to be primarily an inclination change. 19 meters per second, not bad. Cool. How you doing, Ali? Hope you're doing well. Got plenty of electrical charge, got plenty of comms. We're looking good. We got roughly 3 minutes before this maneuver. Delete on close. All right, let's make sure this is looking good. It certainly is. Let's go ahead and time warp a little bit more. And a little bit more. Okay, 30 seconds. Doing good, glad to hear it, glad to hear it. So this inclination change should bring us into alignment with that contract requirement, and then we should just have to warp to periapsis and increase our apoapsis, and we should be good to go. That is the hope anyways, chat. 15 seconds for a 19-second burn coming up. Ooh, an eclipse. A Kerbin eclipse. And go. Looking good. And shut down. Yep, 0 degrees. Now add a maneuver and bring that up to contract requirements. There we go. 3.6 required to complete the contract. And I guess while we're at it, chat, might as well, right? Here we go. Skewered, chat. So we are working on our to-do list here. We are doing a couple of contracts in game, which is to place 2 different satellites into 2 separate orbits around the moon. So we're basically juggling 3 different satellites right now because I decided to send 3 so that way we can start developing a relay constellation around the moon. So yeah, right now we're just working contracts. We got a really big payout on the last successful mission, 400,000 Kerbucks. We're gonna need that because we're kind of in the hole a little bit since our last mission did not complete the objectives it had set for us because we didn't have enough battery power, so that was really unfortunate. That talking about last stream. So yeah, we're looking good here. About to complete our second contract around the moon. Take a picture of the eclipse. Ooh, yeah, there you go. Done. Boom. All right, final maneuver to complete the second contract around the moon. Coming up in about 15 seconds. And then keep an eye on MS-1A because I do want it to rotate to process in its orbit so we can get it a good phasing. And shut down. And there we go. Contract should come up complete here. 10-second stability. There we go. 538,000 Kerbucks chat. 7 science. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Well, happy day, chat. We have plenty of comms around the moon now, I think. Just about, anyways. Let's go ahead and switch to MSS-1B. Actually, you know what? Let's actually switch to the upper stage because I want to call it debris so we don't accidentally confuse it later. So this guy, switch to. That's going to be changed to Minerva upper stage debris. I can find the control point. It's here somewhere, chat. Not there. I swear it's here. Is it under? Oh, there it is. I see it. It was there. There we go. Configure vessel naming, debris. Yes. And this is going to be Minerva upper stage rocket body. Accept. Okay. Ooh, wait a second. I should actually name it the same as the mission. So this is going to be MI-15 upper stage rocket body. There we go. Perfect. So that should be good. This is going to eventually run out of electrical charge if it hasn't already. No, it hasn't yet. But no worries. Let's go ahead and switch to, and let's get this satellite. Why couldn't I switch to that before? Anyways, let's go ahead and get this satellite into its proper phasing. Because ideally, periapsis actually might be fine. Let's actually go ahead and set that as our target. Because I do want to come up to apoapsis here and bring that down a little bit more in line with the periapsis of our final desired orbit. That would be good, somewhere right about there. So we're at 189 right now on the periapsis. Oh, okay, okay, I see. My bad. Not paying attention to the correct line. That's what I want right there. 178, perfect. So I'm going to get this into a proper phasing orbit, so that way in a couple of orbits we can ideally be roughly 180 degrees apart. That is the goal, chat. That is the goal. So 1 second burn coming up in about 4 minutes. Let's actually make sure before I do anything we are controlling from the right point. Aha! I'm so glad I'm checking that, chat. Goodness. There we go. Perfect. Go ahead and warp. Yeah, what's up, Pix? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Coming up on a 1 second burn in 1 minute. Okay, stand by. And this should bring our periapsis in alignment with our desired final orbit. Am I not burning from the right spot? But I'm controlling from the right spot. Is the son of a gun, really? I guess my thing is backwards. I guess my control point is backwards. Oops. Because I do say control from here. I definitely do. Interesting. Uh-huh. Yeah, there we go. It's reverse, chat. Oh, it is reverse. Oh, the humanity. What mods are you using? Protocol, let me help you out there. Exclamation point mods. Everything in the game you see part-wise is stock, and then I use a couple of mods just for visuals and some utility functions. Basically to add information that you might have in the game. Okay, looking good, chat, looking good. So from here, we can see the separation of where we're going to be relative to our other satellite. And then if we bring this out, we can see roughly where we're going to be, 180 degrees. Right about there, because that's where we're going to be on the intersect point. Yeah, cool. So we just need to expend 25 meters per second to get into this phasing orbit, where in one orbit we should be roughly 180 degrees separated. Yep, that seems pretty good. Yeah, Pix. I use Python to automate our launch vehicles, our ascent profiles. This is nowhere near aerospace related unless you force it to be, but check out the shelf I designed and hopefully make tomorrow. Oh, nice. You're catting your own shelf? I dig that. I dig that. That's actually a pretty cool hobby, or pretty cool home improvement project. What'd you CAD that in? SketchUp or like an actual CAD software? It's pretty cool. We can put the shelf in the shuttle. That is true. Shuttle does need a shelf for all the things. For all of the payloads, chat. Yes, all of them. Okay. 25 seconds, or 25 meters per second, I should say. Coming up here in 50 minutes. So let's go ahead and time warp there. That should be fun. Ooh, the eclipse. We had such a big payout there, chat. Awesome. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's make sure we're controlling from the right spot, because for whatever reason, I don't know that we are. Okay, no, we definitely are. That's good. Okay. Making sure. Is this one backwards as well? Yeah, that one is backwards, but okay. 13-second burn in 26 seconds. Whoa, one shape, nice. Oh, that's actually pretty cool, nice. What do you think of Matt Lone? You know, I honestly haven't watched too many of his videos. I don't watch a lot of YouTube in my spare time, to be honest with you. I've heard good things, but I don't know if I've really watched any of his stuff. All right, starting this burn here. Should clean this up pretty nicely. And shut down. Okay, and now we should be able to time warp basically all the way around to essentially this periapsis point again, and we'll be right in line, 180 degrees separated. Yeah, what's up, Elb? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. So let's go ahead and set a maneuver there, and we're going to go ahead and drag our apoapsis down till we hit 184. Right about there. 183. I like it. $184. Perfect. All right. Not bad. Oh, I don't doubt that. I've heard amazing things. Yep. I just don't watch a lot of YouTube in my spare time. All right. That seems pretty good. Pretty good. So we'll wait 2 hours. and this should bring us to a close here on this mission. So you'll see this orbit is a phasing orbit, brings us all the way around, and now we're almost going to be 180 degrees out of phase. In fact, we are 180 degrees out of phase. There's the satellite. Here we are, roughly 180 degrees out of phase. And there you go, one orbit around. So this should set up our communications pretty good around the moon for our future missions. Hopefully limiting any sort of blackout periods we have with ground comms. Again, make sure we're controlling the right point. We are, okay. Wonderful. Wonderful, very good, very good. Closing out this mission, chat. This is the last of 3 missions we're concluding here. Let's do the time warp again. Great song, great play, movie, musical, whatever you want to call it. It's like all of them. It's like all of those things. Opera. 4 seconds. Starting our burn. 20-second burn. Right meow. Plenty of fuel. Never doubted it. And we get science out of this. Like a lot of science. Got some magnetometer booms. All that jazz. I wonder how much science we actually even have in this save. 275. Heck yeah. So that's going to be 178. I think I overburned a little bit too much. Yep, I sure did. I need it to be 184. And there we go, 184. All right. Now we're good, chat. Now we're good. Great. Well, let's go to Space Center, chat. That's 2 missions fully completed. Got plenty of science that we can accumulate from that. So let's move on to our next item on our to-do list, which is launch the 2nd surface rover to the moon. That... Oh man, chat, I don't want to do that. I mean, I do want to do that, but I also don't want to do that. It just saddens me that we didn't complete that on the first go around. Okay, Andrew. Good call. Fair enough. All right. That is not the mission. This one. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so this thing needs batteries. This thing needs batteries. 400 should do it. 1,000 should definitely do it. Oh, that's so big. What the heck? Oh, there we go. That could be better. 200 or 400? Let's take the 400. And where are my solar panels? Yeah, okay. And now we should be able to take you, move you down a tick, and rotate you out, like so. There we go. Plenty of room. Plenty of room, chat. How about that? So now, let's also rotate you a small amount so that way you're not Z fighting. There we go. Let's go ahead and save that. Now, ideally, that should be enough, because how much is that? That's 800 now? Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Great. Also, didn't need that much monoprop. We found out, chat. Did not need that much monoprop. So yeah, we're not going to carry that much monoprop because we didn't even need it. Okay, that I'm good with. That I am good with. Oh, that's right. And this thing, this little bugger does not need to be that way. Nope, nor that way. Nor that way. How do I want to do this? Aha, it can be this way. Rotate that way. Oh, wait. Stand by. How do I want to do that? No, I actually do need it to be this way. Okay. So I can have an RCS block like that, and then we should be able to have this guy. Is that the same amount? That's thrust of 0.1, that's 1, and that's 0.2. Okay, 0.2 is, yeah, it's fine. Yep, there we go. There we go, chat. Let's go ahead and save that. Let's go ahead and switch editor. I want to see what I named that because I want to take off that payload essentially and save over our old payload since we updated it, and then we'll be good to go. Me spamming satellites in no order. Yeah, there you go. Oh, goodness. So yes, I want to take this off. No, not you. Take you off. Oh, that's the root node? Oh, okay. Make you the root node, I guess. Take you off. Load. Don't save. I want to see what I named you. Wait, what did I name it? Okay, MER. That's all it's called, is MER. Okay. MER. Save. Overwrite. Perfect. We should be good now, chat. So let's go ahead and get our flight log out. This, by the way, was a complete success. Heck yeah. So this is going to be MER2. It's going to be MI16. MER2. Launching here on the 13th. Get rid of all that jazz. It's going to be MER2 with cruise stage and kick stage. This mass should be roughly the same minus or additional 0.00, so 0.004. And I only round to the that anyway. So yeah, we can increase it to 5.3. Successfully land MER2 on lunar surface for rover arm surveying for contract for future outpost landing area. There we go. Yep. Good. And let's go ahead and save it, chat. Ideally, we can get into an orbit because I would really like to go to the moon arch. That is the let's actually add this in 3 tertiary, is that how you spell tertiary, chat? Land rover within sight of lunar anomaly, aka moon arch. There we go. The birthday massacre. Interesting. Gotcha. Don't know it. At least I don't think I know that one. It sounds familiar, but I Not making the connection. Okay, MI16 MER2 should be good to go. 84,000 Kerbucks. Slight change here. 83,561. Seems good. I don't know why it's less. Oh, because we took the monoprop out, chat. That's why. Because we took the monoprop out. Heck yeah. Good stuff. Okay. Check staging. Looks good. Looks good. Yep. All right. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Good. Yep, good. Good. Separate that. Ignite and separate. Yep, that all should be fine. Save it. Launch it, chat. We're gonna have to time warp though. I don't know how long yet, but the time warp. Again, remember 12 days in between launches of the same vehicle. So this is our Minerva 1 flight ready. So per our rules, we have to wait at least 12 days for launches of the same type of vehicle. So we are on day 342 and we launched on day 341, right? So this is going to sit on the pad for a couple weeks. For a couple Kerbin weeks. Because if I'm not mistaken, because the day is, what, 6 hours, I'm pretty sure the week in KSP is roughly 6 days, like 6.5 days. And then I think there's roughly 4 or 5 6-day weeks in like a month, and then there's like roughly 12 months if you think about it that way. Okay, and of course it's all based on Sol and not Lunar, right? Like our calendar in real life is based on the lunar cycle, roughly speaking, at least, you know, going back however many years the calendar's been, the Gregorian calendar's been in place. All right, looking good. So we're going to be launching here on 53, on day 53, 12 days into the future from our last mission. Okay, let's go ahead and time warp. And actually, chat, it is coming up on another hour in stream. So before we launch, we're gonna have some downtime. So as I mentioned earlier, on Twitch's side, in order to get rid of the injected ads from Twitch, I do run manual ads. So we're gonna do that just so that way there's no ads or anything like that happening in the middle of launches and things like that, because to me that is the absolute worst. So yeah, we're gonna have downtime, not gonna be doing anything, just gonna get set up for launch, and then when you guys are back, we'll start the mission. We'll see you here in a few. And Twitch should be going good. Okay, so yeah, let's make sure everything is set and good to go. One thing I do need to make sure is that we are going to keep everything that we have here. All of that worked great last time, by the way, so I'm really happy with that. This is going to the moon, so going 150 should be pretty much okay. I'm even wondering if we should actually increase this, just so that way it doesn't try to overwork itself, but I think 150 is fine. It's at least more efficient than otherwise. We can maybe even like change it to like 130. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly which is like the most efficient, either changing it to like leaving it at 150 or changing it to be lower. But either way, it's going to try to track that apoapsis, so we should be a-okay. Let's actually maybe bring it down at 130 just to see how that rolls. That all worked really, really well. We need to continue time warping here until day 353 is going to be the time of our next launch window. By just removing some monoprop. True. Yeah. Definitely tens of meters per second, depending on the vehicle for sure, if not more than that. And so we'll shut down right about there. 353. We'll be launching here at 0030. It's actually just go ahead and wait till the next morning. MER, yeah, mission Lunar Exploration Rover 2 is going to be up for grabs here. All right, MER2, looking good. MER2, maintain MER2. Yep, just a quick name change all around. Perfect. Day 353 at, it's going to be an early morning launch at 4:26. 4:26. We'll actually call that 4:27. Make sure Twitch chat comes back from their ad break, and we should be good. This should be going to 0 inclined, going out to the moon. We'll see what happens. I love Twitch Turbo. Right picks, indeed. Definitely a great investment. Like, depending on how much you watch Twitch, yeah, 100% great investment. No pre-roll ads, no mid-stream ads. It's fantastic. No manual run ads as well. You don't get any ads. You don't get any of the Twitch automated ads or any stream manual run ads. It's fantastic indeed. All right. I think Twitch side should be back from the ad break. So we'll do one quick run through here. Everything should pretty much not change. We did change one thing where we're going to try and aim for a slightly lower apoapsis on this mission, just to see how it kind of goes in terms of the efficiency of our second stage. But everything else is basically the same vehicle, almost the same flight pattern going to the moon. Sim profile should remain the same. The only thing I have to change is our payload, liquid fuel payload. I always forget to do that, chat. Always forget to do that. All right. So we are going to have inside the fairing here, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 9.9. Okay. That should pretty much, I'm pretty sure the only thing there. And then we're also going to have how much on the inside here. That's going to be 27. So plus 27. And then we should be in 6 times symmetry here for 9.9 as well. There we go. That, I believe, should be all of it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Looking good, chat. Let's go ahead and reset our countdown clock. Launching at 4:28 in the morning at KSC. GG, chat. GG. Okay. Okay, there we go. Stand by. Vehicles on internal power. All systems are go. We have our final count. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Main engine start. Outboard engine start. And we have liftoff of Minerva 16. Vehicle has cleared the tower and is go for roll program. All right, vehicle is now entering its pitch maneuver. All systems looking nominal. Vehicle's continuing to pitch down range. With all the satellites that are added in orbit around Earth with each launch, do you think launch windows will be shorter over the years? I mean, maybe eventually, but we're talking a very, very long time. And with what the industry is currently working on right now in terms of trying to mitigate that from happening, as well as trying to have active, both proactive and reactive methods for limiting or removing space debris and space assets like that that are defunct or not necessary, I don't think it'll be a problem. But yeah, maybe eventually, like many, many, many years down into the future, right? Guidance is internal. Ignition sequence starts. Liftoff. Nice. That's good. I should really start learning something like that. Yeah, Ali. Vehicle's looking good. Continuing to pitch down range. All systems are normal. 18 kilometers altitude. Vehicle's now throttling down to maintain proper G load on the payloads. Stand by for separation. We're looking at the inner stage here. Vehicle is now stabilizing for pitch. And we have Miko. All systems looking good there, Chad, if I do say so. Not bad. Vehicle is in control. All systems looking good. I know, right? It's really clean. We had a great separation of the fairing. Yep, pretty clean. Bringing it down, tracking 130 kilometer apoapsis. Pretty pleased with that. Normal cringes every time someone uses it. John Innsbrucker, right? John Innsbrucker did that live on, was it one of the Starship? One of the first serial number Starship landing attempts? John Innsbrucker said nominal, and then he made it a hat, or SpaceX made it a hat, and now it's merch and you can wear it. Hey, I'm here for that. I'm here for that for sure. Looking good. Coming up on 130. Yeah, this is actually maybe doing a little bit better, a little bit more optimal. Definitely not great that we're pitching down so much, but hey, what can you do, right? Yeah, thanks, Elb. Appreciate it. And there we go, 133 by 21. Looking good. In a stable parking orbit. Well, I guess I should say it's not really stable since we're looking to enter the atmosphere, but we got plenty of time to do so. Can we do a direct face to the moon here, actually? Chat, we can. Holy cow. This is going to be super optimal for us. Set that to go. And if we just create a maneuver node and kick ourselves out right now and get that intercept, yeah, that is going to be super optimal for us. Return trajectory. Focus view. Low lunar orbit, 122. I like it. That's great. That's going to be super optimal for us. Do it all in one burn here, coming up in 3 minutes. Good. Good. How are we doing on that? Yeah, we're fine. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't actually need a lot of RCS control. Okay, not bad. This should kick us out to the moon. KSP multiplayer will ruin friendships like a game of Uno. Goodness. Reverse card. Stop it with your silly rover wheels. There you go. Let's make sure we're controlling from the right spot. We should be. Yep, we're good. And let's see, where is our desired crater? Is that it, chat? No, not that one. I want to know, with the crater, where's the moon arch located? I'm pretty sure it's this one that I'm looking for, yeah. So it's got the 3 little divots. That's what I'm looking for. So it is this one, yeah. So I think the moon arch is like right here. So it's this crater I want. Perfect. Is that the one I was originally at? It is. So I was totally at the right crater. I just landed too far away and I didn't see it. All right, 1 minute and 13 seconds. Ba-da-da. I want the location. Just give me the location. That's the monolith. There's the moon arch. Moon arch. Definitely don't want that one. This one. Ah, okay. So yeah, that's the one I want right there. Okay. Looking good. All right, Ali, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. Let's go ahead and settle the tanks. And burn. Cool. And we're on our way. Okay, stand by. Almost done with this burn. And shut down. Okay, let's burn a little bit more. 46. Oh, nice. And are we going to do a free return trajectory back around back around Kerbin, come back around again, and then hit the side of the moon? Perfect, chat. Perfect. 795. So yeah, let's look at that map again and see if we can't look at the features. So I want to see, because we're looking for this moon arch that's on the top of the crater, and it's going to be a little ways away from the Armstrong Memorial and that moon arch. So I think it's this one, right? I wish it was a little bit more daylight on this side so I can see more of it. But to the right, we should see like a weird smiley face and a nose, chat. Aha! So yeah, there it is. There's the 2 dots, there's the nose and the mouth. Perfect. See it? 2 dots, nose, mouth. Cool. So that is definitely the one. That's the one we want to land on. Okay. Brilliant. So periapsis, let's go ahead here, add a maneuver. We're going to try and not only capture, but also change our inclination. We can ideally come in pretty close to it. And then we'll have to do another maneuver node here. Add a maneuver node to bring it up. Yeah, something like that, roughly speaking, of course. Yo, Predominant coming in with a raid.
Enjoy your stay.
What's up, Predominant? How are you doing? What were you working on? What are you up to, huh? Hope you're doing well. Mini raid, bring it on. We're going to game dev. Heck yes. Okay, awesome. What kind of game, if you don't mind me asking? That's pretty awesome though. I dig that. All right, let's go ahead and rotate a little bit here, get ourselves aligned for this maneuver node. Then we're going to kick ourselves out to the moon because we're on our way, and we should ideally be able to bring this in easily enough. A factory style of game, sweet. That's good. Can't say more, won't ask more. Good deal. Yeah, for those of you just coming in, we are working on a Mooner contract in the stock career mode of KSP, where we got to land a rover with a manipulator arm, or I should say a scanning arm, so we can scan something around the moon, so we can get science and a contract complete. So of course we went with a sky crane style of rover design for a propulsive landing on the moon. And that's what we're going to try and do here. All right, we'll bring that in. We have an 8-second burn in about 1 day. So not going to be a problem, should be fine. I am going to make sure we monitor our resources as we time warp, because otherwise that would be unfortunate. Yeah, we're good, okay. Good stuff. Which mod is giving the ullage fixing requirement? The ullage fixing requirement. What you talking about? What do you mean? Expand on that. Ullage fixing requirement. Oh, you mean when I settle the tanks? I do that just for lore, because they do that. It's a real life maneuver that they do. It's not actually in game or anything like that. Just lore, I guess. Hey, thanks, Counter. Glad you like it. All right, should be able to finish up this maneuver with the upper stage. Then we'll separate the upper stage, make a crash into the moon, and go from there. Yeah, when I settle my tanks, yeah, it's just lore. It's just something I do in KSP. Been doing it forever, because it's kind of like a realistic maneuver that's done to settle the prop in your tanks, especially when it's mostly empty. But yeah, I don't have to do it, that's for sure. Well, so 13 minutes. Let's go ahead and time warp some more. And how are we doing on monoprop on this guy? Yeah, you got plenty. Okay. Wait, are we not even using this monoprop? What? Okay. Well, that's good to know. I guess we'll coming up in on this burn. 20 seconds. I need to get it above 30. There we go. Okay. There we go. That should get us mostly there. Should be close enough. Perfect. Yep. Okay. And how are we doing? Is this full? 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, all the way around. Good stuff. Okay. Extra prop, tank settling intensifies, pretty much. Do you see your SSU? I did, Andy. I did see it. Looked pretty solid. Have you used it in your game? Well, you had it. You showed it in space, so I assume definitely so. So hopefully, I assume it worked out quite well. All right, let's go ahead and separate. Let's go ahead and decouple. Let's go ahead and make sure we're controlling from the right spot, which is going to be this guy for now. Go from here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and burn some RCS just to move away from our upper stage here. Cool. Just trying to get away from that. And then, in fact, this guy is going to do the same thing, but aiming this direction. So I'm going to deorbit our vehicle here. You want to use in career mode? Nice. Solid. Don't worry about the close proximity there, chat. Totally, totally fine. Totally okay. All right, let's go ahead and set up a maneuver node somewhere right about here. Add a maneuver, bring it up, and bring it in. Oh, that was too much. Stop it. Yep, that seems like a good first burn. How do you build a space station that is good for Mark III cargo? I am playing a lot of car games like iRacing and F1. F1, awesome. Yeah, what's up, Warlock? How are you? How do you build? I mean, most of the parts should fit into the MK3 cargo, right? Like all the ones that are like 2.5 and 3.75. Wait, does 3.75 fit in it? No, 2.5 does. So like all of the stock parts that you get in the game that are crew capable should be able to work just fine. Indeed. Like that should be no problem getting those types of structures fit into the cargo bay. Make sure we're looking good here, yeah. All right, just to confirm before we move any farther, Moon Arch. We want it there to the right, basically right above the center of the crater. So basically center of the crater is going to be like right here, right in between those two, roughly speaking. Yep, looks like pretty much right there. It's probably like right there. But anyways, we'll go ahead and do that. This should bring us right over the top of it, and that should be good. Ooh, curb and rise, chat. Heck yes. With the sun and everything, that's nice. Spent the afternoon training my new puppy. Great way to spend an afternoon. Amazing. What kind of puppy did you get? We have the rocket dog here as well. She's sleeping. Great shot of the curb and rise, though. Can you send a Le Mans prototype car to the moon polar orbit this Christmas? Sure, maybe. Which visual mods are you using right now? It should be Parallax and Scatterer. So if you look at mods, as soon as Nightbutt decides to post it in YouTube chat. So yeah, Parallax is visual and Scatterer is visual, but Parallax is the primary one that I believe adds the textures and whatnot. German Shepherd mix. Oh, nice. Love German Shepherd. With a black lab. Ooh, that's gonna be tons of fun. Let's go ahead and start this burn. It's okay that we're a little bit late. Not worried about it. I did not see that, Andy. No, I did not hear about that. That's pretty crazy. Okay, let's see where that gets us. Pretty much on point. German Shepherds and Goldens and Labs, yeah. All pretty great. Okay, so yeah, we're basically gonna come around to here, add a maneuver, and get us on a little bit steeper of a trajectory, aiming again for the moon arch roughly. We'll do that next burn. Routine mission manager, nice. Should be a great dog. She's smart. Oh yeah, I have a blue heeler cattle dog mixed with a border collie, and she's smarter than me. And it's not great. Not great. No, she's great. She's good, but she definitely has trained me very well. Indeed. The land speed record's interesting. Oh, Warlock, that's awesome. Good to hear. Smart little boy, indeed. Oh yeah, got a little blue healer. Mixed with it's the border collie in her that is definitely like, she's a smart cookie. Almost too smart for her own good. It's like a child, you know? Like knows exactly how to push her buttons or get what she wants. All right, here we go. Next burn in phase. 4, 3, 2, 1. Leash is a prerequisite. Yeah. Yep, it's a process. Okay, looking good. Again, really looking for the moon arch, which is somewhere in this vicinity here. Oh yes, indeed, Andy. Indeed. All right, we'll shut down right about there. Okay. Then ideally, we should be on the lookout for the moon arch here. We have better lighting conditions than we did last time, so hopefully we can see it. At least I'm hopeful that we can see it, especially as we get closer to the surface. But should be somewhere like right here, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully it'll pop into existence and we'll be able to see it. I don't know when it renders. That's the only big variable here that I really have no idea when it renders. We're still very high, so. All right, in the meantime, let's go ahead and undo all of this. So I don't forget, and we're falling towards the lunar surface at very high rates and have to do this in flight. That would be very stressful. And let's go ahead and also unclick that and unclick that. All right. Because I need to also make sure that this is enable and this is, yeah, okay, good. Hey, Captain Failure, how are you? It's on a ridge right between the two small craters. Between the two small craters. These ones? I don't know when it should come into render range. I was thinking it comes into render range pretty far away. There's our rover, so we definitely don't want to go that far. Let's go ahead and start slowing down again. We almost want to drop vertically on it. Oh, there it is. Perfect. We might have to come back to it. That's fine if we overshoot a little bit. We have a rover, we can drive to it if we need to. Okay, Sky Crane is looking good. All right. Okay. If we can land right here, that'd be pretty solid. Okay, coming down nice and easy. The slopes are definitely steep. That's okay though. Should be all right. Well, we built a Sky Crane. We can choose our landing zone for the most part. Got plenty of monoprop. Wow. Still have lots of monoprop in this thing for what it is. Look how awesome this thing is, chat. Look at this. Okay, bring it down nice and easy. Oh, chat. Oh my goodness, that's great. Oh man, Sky Crane works once again. Wow, that Sky Crane got really up there, didn't it, chat? Goodness. It's gonna go out of render range here eventually, isn't it? That was pretty good, I do have to say. I'm pleased with that performance. F5, all right, there you go, F5. Man, that really got up there. That really got out of hand. Perfect. Perfect, chat. So where are we? All right, here we go. Well, let's see if we can find something that we can scan, because I really have no idea what to do. Spring strength. Ooh, I actually had those way too high. I should have checked those pre-flight, but that's fine. That, and then I need friction control. Okay. So where's the arch? There it is. We got a little ways to go, I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see if we can't get there, yeah? Let's also make sure we control from here. There we go. I want to upgrade to a racing wheel or a yoke. Yeah, yokes definitely if you're into flight games for sure. Your father was a Sky Crane? Well, there you go. There you go. Just like the real thing. Almost, indeed, almost. All right, we got to figure out if there's something around here, chat, that is scannable. So we have a scanner arm, and that's what we got to do. I really have no idea what we're looking for here. So if anybody sees something that should be scannable and not just the scatterer, let me know. Can you scan the moon arch? Is that a thing or no? I have no idea. Like, is that scannable? That big rock there? I don't think so. If the game had a winch mechanism, yeah, I wish, man. I think there was a mod for it, but not interested in getting a mod for that reason, but yeah. We are looking pretty good here. I don't think any of these are scannable. I mean, we can go up to them and see, but I think it's all just scatter. No target. I should just be able to walk through this, right? Yeah. Walk. I mean, yeah. You get what I'm saying. No target in range. Yeah. So none of that's scannable. You can open it up on cheat menu. All right. Well, let's see. See how useful that is, because I really have no idea with the scatter what I should really be looking for. Hey, what's up, RJ? CRS missions win? I was just thinking about that today. I'm not sure. Soon, though. Soon. Breakable. Pause on vessel unpack biomes. Part clipping. Where? Where can you see that? It'll seem too bright to be a rock. Okay. I mean, how common or uncommon are these scannable rocks? Bottom of the page? On cheats? Oh, breaking ground. Oh, I see. Surface features. Surface features scan points. Surface feature finder. Oh. Okay, so there's one up here. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Neat. Well, I guess we'll go into that direction and see. I don't want to overuse that feature, but it is nice to at least know that none of these, which are all scatter textures, is not scannable. So that's good. So they are a little bit more dispersed. Would you ever play with the part failure mod? Probably not. Doesn't really interest me, only because I don't like the idea. I mean, I do like the idea of, I like where that mod is going, but I just don't know if it is really like my playstyle, knowing that every part has like basically a dice roll on if it's going to fail or not, when that's not really realistic, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those things that's kind of cool to think about, but I just don't know if that like fits the game in that way. You know what I mean? Yep, Parallax is the scatter or visual mod that I'm using. I know it was in this direction. I don't know how far. I only looked at it for a second, but we'll see. Not realistic, tell that to Starliner, but I'm talking about like how it's implemented is not really realistic. It's not like every part just has a roll of dice on whether or not it's going to fail. You know what I mean? Like that's not exactly how that works. Usually when something fails, it's not by just happen chance, you know, it's because of poor design, it's because the system doesn't meet requirements and all that's manufacturing defects and stuff like that. It's not like a random event, so to speak. So that's kind of my qualm with it, is like, I think it's cool, but also I'm not sure if that's like within what I want to do with the game. I just passed it, did I really? Not that. Can look at it from below and see. Yeah, Parallax is the one that does the visual textures on the surface. I don't think we passed it. Oh, did I say scatterer? Well, isn't this called scatterer though? Or something? Like, isn't this like actually technically, like it's a texture, but I know there's a scatterer mod, but is it not? Well, actually, Parallax also uses Scatterer, but I guess that's beside the point. I was thinking it was actually called Scatterer, the textures on the surface, but yep. I don't see anything that's obvious, which is unfortunate. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. The big gray one? I don't think so. And we can take another quick look and see. Aha! Right next to us, apparently. What is it that's right here? I swear, whatever it was pointing at, it's not obvious that that is a feature that is scannable. What? Am I just blind, chat? Like, is it not right here? Oh, wait, it's right next to me? Are you Yep. I was blind. That's all that we can chalk that up to, is I'm blind. It's a little hard to see next to all the other rocks around it, but hey, you know what? We're here. How about that? See if we can't get this surveyed. You good? Is it because I'm sliding, chat? Is that why? How do I stop it from sliding? Are you kidding me? I'm on the brakes, but I'm sliding. How in the heck is it? No, absolutely not. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I don't know how that's doing it, but hey, I won't complain. Moved, abort. Really? I have friction control all the way up, so it's not friction control, that's for sure. Yep, definitely not friction control. Awesome. Is it my spring strength? My spring strength too high? Maybe my spring strength? Wait. Ow. Come on now. You can do this, KSP. I believe in you. Why? Why though? Can I just like wedge myself next to the rock? Because this should be collidable, right? Like, can I just wedge myself into the rock here? Is this not collidable? Oh, no, it is. Okay. Now, am I too close for the arm to be able to work? I'm still sliding? I'm sliding uphill. How is that even a thing? All right, hold up. I need to, let's back away from the rock so when I load back in, it's not gonna like freak out. We're gonna do this. We're gonna F5. We're gonna go to the tracking station so that way it unloads, and then hopefully when we reload, it will fix that issue. We're not spinning so much as we're just sliding across the surface. So I'm not really sure why. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully the reload will help. It's KSP, that's how, exactly right, yeah. I leaned the rock over. The gravitational anomalies. Ah, of course, the gravitational anomalies. Yes, everyone is so aware. Are you good? I think we're good now. You just needed to reload the scene or whatever. Cool. Okay. And for that, we transmit. 80 science for that. Sweet. That's pretty good. And we got a contract. 124,000. Awesome. I like it. Let's go check out the arch real quick. I do want to use this vehicle as a survey for where we can land a future mission for like a future outpost. We need to find out just where things are going to be. Let's also toggle torque. There we go. Very sciencey rock indeed. Very sciencey indeed. So yeah, let's see if we can't follow this ridge. We might have to recharge here at some point soon, but that's fine. Oh no, we're actually power positive. Sweet. We're power positive all the way through. Good, 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 good. Oh, just cheat the contract if that yeah. I think we've done that before for some reason. I don't remember what it was, but I try not to do that, that's for sure. Like, if it's just obviously a game-breaking, like, thing that doesn't allow me to do it, then yeah, not opposed to it. Wonder how the rover's gonna pass up the mountain. Me too. It's got plenty of wheels and traction, though, so I'm hopeful. And like I said, we're still power positive, which is nice. Oh, let's not, let's not do that. We're climbing up the ridge. 15-degree slope here. No solar panel shaming, we're power positive, exactly. Try and avoid any cliffs would be great. Speed racer. Man, that took me back. What's up, Make? How are you? All right, the arch is much further than I was actually expecting. Man, distances. You know that whole thing about like looking over a body of water and it's like really hard to judge like how far away it is and stuff. Same with the moon, especially when there's all these craters and hills and you can't like see over them. Yeah. But hey, we're here. We're good. What if I built you a Europa Clipper style mission? What if you did? Yeah, what if? Yeah, I'll definitely send out some contracts, don't worry. And I like that idea for sure. All right, so we're coming up on this. Is this a cliff? No, it is not. Oh, but it's very close next to one. Okay. Okay, getting a little precarious here, I'm not gonna lie. Getting a little bit precarious here, chat. We're fine, we're fine. Why did I come this way? Such a sharp crater, chat. Such a sharp ridge. Okay. Ease it. Oh, okay. We're fine. We're on the downhill side now, which is arguably worse because we gotta make sure we maintain our speed manageable. Okay, what is this coming up? This is weird. A sheer cliff on both sides. Oh, then this might be easier. This might be the easier side. Okay, let's just take it nice and slow. Phew. Ease it. Okay, all right. It rolls, it's dead. Don't, how dare you? That's a peak. Okay, 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 okay. Great, wonderful chat. Yes, let's not go that way. Yeah, very high indeed. Is this an unmanned drone? I mean, I'm manning it, but it is autonomous. There's no Kerbals on board. But, I mean, I'm manually controlling it with my mouse and keyboard. But yeah, no Kerbals on board. It's a... Oh dear. Okay, hold the phone. Let's take this nice and easy. Let's not look at chat until this thing is safe. Nervous times for the rover, indeed, yes. Rover having panic attacks, but taking it like a champ. A poly count is too high, maybe. Maybe. I know, me too. Yeah, we really came up with a pretty robust design for this thing. It's handling great. It's handled all that quite well indeed. I feel like I'm on like the ski Olympics and we should just like do a half pipe tricks here. Slalom, baby. Power check on the rover. Power positive. We have actually gained 100 units since we've been coasting this downhill this whole time. We've been coasting this whole time. I've been just like tapping the brakes, you know? But yeah, I haven't had to press forward or backwards at all. Yep, we're on the moon. That is the arch. Oh, okay, I thought that was a cliff for a second. We're fine. Go ahead and start slowing down a little bit here with the brake. Don't need to be going 10 meters per second necessarily. Why is SAS off? Mainly because I don't need it trying to maintain an attitude, especially when going over bumps. Right, because an SAS will try to maintain, even if you're going over a bump, try to maintain that, and then it will kick it up and reset. So I don't really want that. I just want the shocks on the rover wheels to level us out and stuff. But we do, of course, have SAS control. Like we can do a wheelie if we want, you know. It's all good. Put brake lights on the rover, yeah. Yeah, that's what we should have done, Chad. Brake lights, obviously. What is it missing? Brake lights. It is an arch, but is it the arch? Well, technically no. Technically the other one that has the shiny lights is the arch, I guess. But it is an arch, and it's my arch. It's our arch now, chat. The Red Bull space program, yeah. I'll just do some wheelies. Totally fine. Okay, well, we made it. And this is actually a pretty flat area. I actually like it. Yeah, we could actually make this probably our primary landing zone for our first lunar outpost modules. There's even a crater down below the arch that we could even use as well. But like this right here? Maybe not quite as level as I want it. It's not bad though. It could certainly be worse. Only a 5-degree slope. But I would really prefer, especially landing Kerbals with landing craft, not to have any slope. So let's see, what's down that way? Ooh, that is quite the drop there. Maybe down this way, towards this slope area. Maybe it'll be a little bit more. Sorry, Catfax, you got destroyed by Nightbutt. Stop spamming emotes. How is that spamming? There was just 4. I swear, Nightbot is a little bit trigger happy. I gotta tune the Nightbot. Spam protection, access emotes, options. Let's calm down there. Calm down. There we go. Okay, very rocky terrain here. RJ, it's not on Twitch's side, jeez. Try for, oh yeah, I should try for a scan before we go down there. Good call, good call. I don't know if the Moon Arch is scannable, but I guess we're here to find out, right? Yeah, maybe we can go down here. It looks relatively flat and pretty close to the arch. No target in range. Let's get a little bit closer. No target in range. That's got to be in range though, right? Like that's got to be in range, so not in range to target. So no, the Moon Arch is surprisingly not scannable, but hey, fair enough. Hey Counter, how are you? You're just coming over from the YouTubers. So yeah, if we go down here, maybe somewhere right around here is a good landing zone. And like I said, we could potentially land at the bottom of the crater here next to the arch, and I'd be fine with that as well. But anything that's a shorter drive to the arch, since I want the arch, at least in lore, for the outpost to be like the main source of the reason why we're there, is to study it. So definitely want it to be close. The spoon will inject into the jello. That's Minmus though. It's Minmus, yeah. The rocks are not physical. I know, right? And I even have them turned on to be collidable, but for whatever reason, they are not. Discovered the anomaly? Ooh, I didn't notice. But I've been looking at chat back and forth, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think you can scan it, yeah. This is relatively flat right there. Yeah, here's actually not too bad. Right here. It's right at N. Yeah. Actually, that's actually looking pretty good. Right here, 0. Perfect. Yeah, I think right here is going to be a future outpost location. A very quick drive right up to the edge of the Moon Arch. A very quick drive down to the center of this crater location. And then also not too far from being able to even drop into this crater. This very large crater bed. If we can find a safe ride, a safe way down somehow. Is there an entrance that we could kind of use? Because if we're here, yeah, if we're there, there's not really a great way down into the large crater here, other than just by going down. Either that, or we just need to come up with like a jetpack. Could certainly come with the jetpack. Yeah, because no matter what, it's going to be pretty steep. Pretty steep. Like maybe here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it. Build stairs. Got it. Yeah, let's just build stairs all the way down. Good. Deliver another sky crane, obviously. What if I block Nightbot? You know, I have no idea. And the messages in the top right. We have discovered a rock arch on the moon. There you go. We sure did. Good call. Could make a rover with jump jets. That's kind of what I was thinking. If it was really dire for us to get down into the crater for whatever reason, then yeah, something like that would probably be pretty good. Or depending on how steep it is, our rover just might be able to handle it. I mean, it'd be dangerous, sure, but perhaps we can do it. A rock crawler, yeah, a rock crawler. Many options, chat, many options. But guess what? That is going to be number 2 on our to-do list completed, which is launch second surface rover to the moon. But there's only one thing left to do. So we're going to leave this here to mark a future location for our outpost, because we do have build a new surface outpost on the moon. So eventually I do want to bring that over once we probably need a larger lifter to do that. And there's some other assets that we need as well, because we're gonna have to start developing our entire lunar infrastructure, right? We need a system that can land on the surface of the moon, that can also perhaps be an outpost, either that or have 2 separate systems, an outpost and a lander. We're also, of course, going to need probably a larger lifter, because getting anything out to the moon right now over 10 tons is pretty straining on the current vehicle that we have. I have some plans for that, and then we obviously need a deep space mission capsule of some kind. It doesn't have to be a capsule, it could be like a biconic reentry vehicle, which I'm certainly up for, but definitely things to look forward to there. So let's go ahead to the Space Center, and also in the meantime see what sort of contracts that we might be able to pick up as well before we do our next DCX launch. Looks kind of like a ramp. Yeah, I saw that. It does look like a ramp. So there's options. There's certainly options to get down into the crater if we really need to or want to. All right, contracts. Build a new orbital station around Kerbin. Another one? Support 5 Kerbals. Oh, okay. Well, we can just basically launch the same exact system we had and then dock them together, actually. Either that or just build a new one. I want to build up our station so that way we can start doing commercial resupply contracts in chat. So maybe that one, advance of 96,000. We're crossing 4 million threshold, by the way, which is pretty excellent. Do a complex scan with a rover arm of a moon crater. Find a moon crater and collect data with the medium scanning arm. We suspect you can find one of these midland craters, northeast basin or southwest crater biomes. Okay, interesting. Well, we already have the thing there, but it's not a large contract payout, so we'll see. Gather surface deployed mystery goo observation science from the surface. Wait, science data from the surface of the moon. Collect 50% of the surface deployed mystery goo observation science on the moon. Let's do that. In an adjusted orbit. Okay, I don't know about that one. Rescue podcasts from an orbit around Kerbin. We could do that. In an equatorial orbit. In an adjusted orbit. That's not a big payout. Ferry VIP safely to his destinations and back. We have to travel around Kerbin? Ew. No, absolutely not. Build a new orbital station. We'll also get that one done. Sure. A couple more contracts in the bank. Catfax. You found the limit. You found the limit, Catfax. You found the limit. And blocking does not matter. Crewed lunar rover chat contract competition. I don't know, Sea Kraken, per my rule set. Per the rules that we're playing this out. Looking at Kerbal Operation Craft Files. Support vehicles should be contracted out to viewers, but only as non-critical or autonomous vehicles. So definitely no landers. Maybe a rover design, possibly. I have to think on that one though, because it's kind of in a gray area. Because it's technically non-critical, but it's also not an autonomous vehicle, but it also carries Kerbal, so that could be technically considered critical, because what if something happens to the rover, it flips over and the Kerbals die? But we'll think about it. Maybe I just make it a contract requirement, a vehicle design requirement, that it has to be a fully enclosed system for the Kerbals to remain safe, or something like that, right? There's ways. Are you playing on 100% gains? I don't actually know. I think so. Whatever the stock is, I think. That looks good. That looks good. That looks fine. Okay. I am happy with that. Okay, let's go ahead and get our next vehicle out to do a DCX run with some new crew members so we can get some experience on them. And then we'll go from there, chat. Oh, it requires Kerbals on the moon to deploy? Oh my gosh, I thought we just could do that. Really? Like 0%. Oh, 50% of the surface deployed mystery goo activation science on the moon. I didn't realize it was all caps. Okay, well, I mean, that's not too big of a deal. Our next big goal is to land Kerbals on the moon, so I guess that's what we'll be working on tomorrow, chat. But tonight, let's figure out what we gotta do. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our DCX vehicle out. Let's go ahead and get our designated ground support. We're gonna have Predominant and Thomas. Good, no other Kerbals in there. Go ahead and save. And we're gonna go ahead and launch. Will DCX ever be a second stage? This guy, this will never be a second stage. Possibly a lander. I'm kind of thinking about using it as a lander, depending on how much Delta V it can actually have in vacuum. Oh, 50% of all. No, I don't. I don't know. I don't think it's of biomes. I think it's like when you like do a mystery goo, you know how you have like return on science. I think it means you need to have at least 50% of the total possible science returned, I think, but I'm not sure. Could you try adjusting the DCX pitch up distance? It's been consistently overshooting a bit. Wow, yeah, my bad. I wonder if increasing the pitch up distance would help. Possibly. Like, you mean pitching up sooner, essentially? Yeah, we could do something like that. We could look to tune it a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, hit the brakes, put it down. There we go. And rotate. Hey, Jared. Yeah. Yep, we built a DCX and we built this truck for recovery operations because this is technically a reusable suborbital vehicle. Okay, let's go ahead and lower this down a bit. Now we should be able to lower this down a bit. At the same time, undock. There we go. And we'll drive this to its arbitrary safe distance. Oh, names! Ah, okay, no names, yeah? Good deal, good deal. Looks like a mobile ICBM to you. Well, don't tell anybody. Cool. All right, well, that's on the pad and Space Center. Now you gotta get our crew members out. It was doing Falcon 9 things in the 90s. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, it's definitely one of my... hello? Game? It's definitely one of my favorite vehicles. Check this out, chat. They were doing this back in the 90s. It was designed, the DCX vehicle that you're about to see was designed by McDonnell Douglas to be a suborbital, subscale demonstrator for what would be a future SSTO. Unfortunately, it never got the chance. It was immediately canceled after it had 8 successful flights, and then on the 8th flight, one of its landing legs failed to deploy, so it landed perfectly and then tipped over and exploded. So, of course, everything was canceled at that point because it was a successful, demonstration. But anyways, not bitter. Not bitter at all. But yeah, DCX. This is the real vehicle that we have basically recreated, if you will, for our purposes in KSP. It's designed to go up vertically, basically transition into a flight mode towards a new pad for a landing zone, and then it translates back vertical and lands propulsively. So you'll see it here. It's climbing up to its designated altitude for operations, and then you'll see it pitch over and basically fly belly first, almost like Starship, towards a new landing pad location. There it goes. And now it's translating sideways and falling. And now it's transitioning back into its landing configuration, vertical. Aiming towards the pad. And it will come all the way down for a landing. What was the fuel in the DCX? Hydrolox, I think, because it uses RL10s, a variant of the RL10s, basically sea-level optimized RL10s. Yep, tiny Starship. Yeah, I believe it was Hydrolox. Yeah, because it used 4 RL10 variants on the bottom there. There's 4 RL10s down here. RL10s are the same system that's on the ICPS, the Delta Upper Stage, as well as, of course, Centaur. Hey, welcome back, Catfax. Wait, did Nightbot, and there it goes, landed safe and sound. Did Nightbot, keep you from talking? I didn't know it could do that on YouTube side. But yeah, so that's Delta. That's the DCX. And so that's, of course, what we built in our own save to be our suborbital test vehicle. It's pretty good. It's also what we're using to essentially test, if you will. Yo, Jared coming in for a Twitch Prime subscription for 2 Kerbal years of support. Much love to you, my friend. How are you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry, Catfax. Did I say Carfax? Did I call you Carfax? I think I did. Show me the Carfax. Catfax. So sorry about that. I did not get that notification. I did not realize that was possible, but welcome back. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and load that in. So as I was saying, we're using DCX as well to incrementally test our flight avionics for a future capability to land orbital class rockets Falcon 9 style on ideally a drone ship. So right now we're testing all of the algorithms and things necessary to essentially estimate our position, estimate our coast phase, estimate where we're going to be landing, and also, of course, the guidance, navigation, and control to aim ourselves back to a designated landing zone. So let's go ahead and bring out the light utility vehicle with our crew members. That annoying little rat, indeed. All right, so we're going to be sending up Element, and I think we're also going to be sending up Mayor. And I think we are then going to put in here an Engineer Omni for our ground crew. Can you give me a cat fact? There you go. You're up, cat fact. Somebody's asked. I want to use KRPC, but I program all day at work. My mind needs a rest. Understandable. What do you program in, by the way? Because I feel like with KRPC, using Python is like kind of turn off your brain a little bit, but yeah, understandable. Understandable nonetheless. So motor disabled, and then I don't want steering on for this. No steering, thank you. Using so much electrical charge. Mostly Python and some JavaScript, cool. Cool, good deal. Blinded by the lights. Is this actually full? These are actually full. Why are those full? I think they're just for show. I mean, I'm definitely not using them for anything, but there we go. Anywho, actually no, I am using this because I have fuel cells on board to act as the engine. Are they in here? Yep, they're in here. Here's the fuel cell in the engine compartment. Did you know cats can see up to 120 feet away? That's pretty good. But like, what kind of resolution? Because technically humans can also see 120 feet away, but the resolution may not be as good. All right, looking good. Let's go straight back. And dock. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and transfer. There we go. I can see the sun and I think it's pretty far. Yeah, that's true. Technically, humans can see 93 million miles away. Well, actually, they can see light years away, right? Because we can see the stars. All right. Let's go ahead and fill it up with fuel. Vehicle is full, and we are ready for flight. Okay. So here we go, chat. We are targeting an altitude roughly of 70 kilometers from our coast phase. And here we go. DCX flight. Oh. Shut down. Standby, chat. We gotta get our flight log up and running. Gotta get our flight log up and running. Also, this was a complete success, yeah? We need almost high enough. Yeah, we've named these mission sequences AHE, or almost high enough. I think that was a chat recommendation, because this thing is suborbital. So almost high enough, mission number 7. This is going to be, oh, this is going to be the first operational flight here, chat. Wow. Okay, that's good. That is good. Yeah. So we're going to have Commander Element. And we're going to have Flight Engineer. Mayor. Sherman. Solid. This is going to be launching. Three five 4, and we'll be launching. Ooh, it'll actually be launching on day 354 at 5:59, right before the turn of the day. Looking good. T-minus 50 seconds. Looking good. Good. Stand by. Okay. We should be good to go. First operational DCX mission. I must know where you got the service worker skin. Ooh, I think it was Make 1B. Make, are you in chat? Did you give me those? The ground crew service skin that the Kerbals wear. All right, here we go, chat. Stand by. We are go for launch. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Vehicles away, DCX is in flight. This is almost high enough, mission number 7. Targeting an altitude of around 72 kilometers, at which point we will enter a very brief altitude hold. And I did not change, I forgot, chat, I did not change the targeted pitch up, but we'll fix that. Maybe we'll do a second flight and test it and see after this is successful or a failure, we'll see. So hopefully we're good. It'll probably overshoot a little bit again, but we'll see. We'll see. Vehicle's looking good. Okay. So far, so good. Vehicle is climbing again, targeting around 72 kilometers altitude. We are burning through our fuel, though. Burning through our fuel. There's 70, 71, all right. Just shy of 72, pretty good. Vehicle's now coasting. 827 meters per second of delta V remaining at this altitude, so who knows how much we actually have left. So now we're coasting up to roughly 71.5 kilometers altitude, and the next sequence and phase here, we will have a succession of maneuvers. We're going to enter a very brief altitude hold where you'll see the main engines kick on for a brief second. And then from there, it will kick over into its belly flop. This thing does land similar to both Starship and the real DCX as it translates belly first. So we'll actually kick over and enter a descent, basically using this wedge shape to not only increase drag as it falls down, but the wedge is also dynamically stable. So it should enter that mode, go all the way through entry, slow down, translate back towards the pad, and then verticate and land, ideally on the pad, or at least very near it. So DCX is only meant for LKO operations. Oh, yeah, DCX, yeah, pretty much. Or it could be a lander symbol. I'm not exactly sure what to do with it in that regard. So yeah, it could be a lander, because this thing has like 1,500 meters per second of delta V, if not more, in a vacuum. So it could definitely be a mooner lander of some sort. There is the altitude hold, and there's the kickover. Orienting itself for descent, going belly first into the wedge. There it goes, looking good. Cats rule. I'm not sure if I actually want to use this as a lander, only because I don't actually have a way right now to exit Kerbals from the lander, because the fairing unfortunately blocks everything, right? And I'd have to add another part, like a lander can or something heavy, in order to get the door for the hatch for them to egress out of. So I'm not actually sure if I want to use this, but it's certainly an option. If anything, we're using it as an avionics test platform, so we can test all of this that's happening right here. So The readouts here, we are in control mode 2B or not to be. We are basically 9 kilometers from the pad, traveling away from the pad at 48 meters per second and climbing. And we are targeting nose down 37 degrees pitch. So those are those 3 readouts right there. Imagine if KSP added pets. There you go. Do you run any part mods or vanilla parts only? Vanilla parts only. You can see the mods that I do use by !mods in chat. All right, now we are around 11 kilometers. All systems are still looking pretty good here. RCS kicked on. 11 kilometers, moving away from the pad at 55 meters per second, but then now that is closing instead of opening, so that's good. Vehicles going through the brunt of re-entry. Remaining stable in that wedge configuration. There it goes, pitching up. We are now moving towards the pad at 150 meters per second. Closing that distance and gap. Looking good. Yeah, I don't really like the inflatable docking port. All right, vehicle is now turning, so that way it can use its control surfaces to aim towards the pad. Looking good. We are now translating towards the pad at 180 meters per second. We're 6 kilometers downrange, and we are commanding essentially 16 degrees pitch up to try and combat that velocity. So everything is looking good here. At this point, we are definitely expecting to overshoot a little bit, but hopefully it won't be too much. Three kilometers downrange, traveling at 130 meters per second towards the pad. Once we pass the 1 kilometer mark, we should pitch up to roughly 80 degrees. Try and really slow down. There we go, pitching up to 25. And pitch all the way up, trying to slow down. We are going to go past the pad, that's fine. It is designed to be able to aim towards the pad even if it overshoots. There we go. Slight overshoot there. Turning back around to aim towards the pad. Looking good. And transitioning into landing mode. Landing burn has begun. Ugh. 200 meters per second. We are 70 meters from the pad, chat. Landing gear deployed. And touchdown. Engines off. Gosh, I love it. This is so good. We're 70 meters from the takeoff point. That was our goal right there. Not bad. Did you slow down enough? We did, in fact, slow down enough. Where's the re-entry heat? Yeah, the increased drag, and because we're going suborbital, the re-entry heating is not super bad, but you can definitely see it as we're going down. But that's it. That's what it's designed to do. So then, of course, what we can do is go back here, grab the truck, take the Kerbals off. Or not. It doesn't show him as being in the... What? I have no control? Okay, that's fine. Oh, you know what I think it is actually? Let me see. Can I go to here? Input locks, clear input locks? No, that doesn't do it either? Can I go to Space Center and back? Was that all automatic? Yep, from the ascent all the way down to landing was fully automatic. 100%, I was hands off. I was just controlling the camera. I do want to see if we increase our basically time to do the pitch up to try and combat our horizontal velocity, if that might improve our accuracy even more so we don't actually even overshoot. Because what we need to control we're in mode 2. Yeah, if telemetry is greater than 9,000, target roll, that's fine. This one. So if we change this to, like, say, I don't know, 1,300? So 300, maybe even 1,500? I'm just curious to see what that does. So essentially it's saying if we have a horizontal velocity greater than 50 meters per second going towards the pad, then once we close within 1,500 meters of the pad at that greater velocity, we should pitch up to 70 to try and really slow down. So hopefully that'll try and combat the overshoot a little bit. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and see if we can't take you and fly you. Hopefully we see some... Ooh, yeah, that'd be good. Maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to that. We have to think about it a little bit, though, because the one problem I have with DCX, our current DCX design, is it has no ways for Kerbals to egress. So I kind of hate that. Chat, is this real? Yeah. Yes, indeed. I believe some of my past YouTube videos show us working on the code. And all of my code is on GitHub. It's all open source. You guys can look at it, download it, play with it, all that sort of stuff, so... What would you name a Kerbal if you could? What would I name a Kerbal? Rocket Guy? Rocket Guy Kerman? Come on. Or just Guy Kerman? Battling the forever empty of charge. You have a good chunk of code in there, don't you? I do. A little bit. How much is it? Just in here, it's about 413 lines, but then I also have some... essentially libraries or other scripts that I call in flight, so a little bit longer than that. Spaghetti Kerman, awesome. Yeah, you can definitely name the Kerbals, absolutely. Let's not hit that, thank you. Okay. And there we go. Kerbals have successfully made it out of the DCX and able to head home with more experience in spaceflight. Bro is a hacker, man. I've been considering creating a PR to bring some of the magic numbers to the config file. What is that in relation to, Houston? All right, and now for this, so we can put it back on the pad, refuel it, launch it again with the change that we just made to do a test, and go from there. Something like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and angle this a little bit here. And then we should be able to pick this up now as we drive forward. Oh, come on now. There we go. About to say, come on, meow. Bring that extension down. That should be set to 90, and this, bring it back. To get the docking ports to line up, it's not too bad, but definitely some finagling, definitely some testing, you know, put it on the pad, test it, take it off, that sort of thing. There we go. Let's put it back on the pad. All right, Catfax, have a good night, my friend. Just send an egress chamber and a different launch. There you go. Now you're thinking outside the box. I like it. Oops, I totally forgot to bring the extensions up. That's probably great for the truck. It's 1 a.m. Yeah, definitely time for bed. What time is it for me? It's 11. Yep. There we go. I'm glad you like it, Kine. Is it Kine? Is that how you pronounce that, by the way? I don't want to keep mispronouncing your name if I can help it. That's what comes with the nature of the game, playing it for thousands of hours. And let's go ahead and refuel it. F5. Let's bring up this before I forget because it's a complete success. Fantastic. Note, going to descent. Uh-oh. All right, I think we're okay. Maybe we're coming back. Yes, refresh if we're not back. Hopefully we're back now. It's back, I think. Okay, cool. I think we're good. Oh, Milhofer2 coming in with that raid and stuttering the stream, causing the crash. I blame you, Milhofer. How are you doing, by the way? Hope you're doing well. What were you streaming this evening? Yes, we're back. We're good. It just lagged for a second, then caught up. Cool. So we never lost it on YouTube side, but definitely lost it on Twitch side. OBS completely shut down, so that was weird. But we're back. All I was doing was doing this. Going to test changing script to increase range for pitch up maneuver on descent to 1.5 kilometers instead of 1 kilometer. That's what we're going to test here real quick, chat. Let's go ahead and get our Python up and running. So we're changing this line right here, 50 meters per second velocity at 1 point. Yeah, perfect. That should be fine. Okay, let's work it out, chat. Let's run it back. So yeah, this thing has 2,500 meters per second on the ground, so it's got lots of delta V. But yeah. Tedra's handover, maybe that draw. Maybe it was definitely a Tedra's handover. All right, there we go. 30 seconds of pre-roll. Oh my goodness. I guess it was time to do another manual add time to get rid of that. That's gross. That's gross. That's why I do that, chat, by the way, the manual ad run, so we get rid of the pre-roll ads as well as the mid-roll injected ads. It's just gotten worse on that front, if you ask me. But I forgot to do it again. Do you stream 2 places once? Yes, I'm also on Twitch. In fact, you can go Twitch, blam, Nightbot should give you the link. Yo, Weather Guy coming in with the here, does this help Twitch Prime subscription? Much love to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. 4 Kerbal years of support from Twitch Prime from Weather Guy. Much love. So, going back to it, we are running this script in Python. This is fully automated. All I'm doing is basically controlling the camera We should be going up to a apoapsis of roughly around 70 to 71 kilometers, somewhere within that range, maybe 72 at the maximum ideally. From that point, it's going to rotate belly first, come back in for a landing, and then of course aim towards the pad and try to land autonomously within 100 meters of the pad, ideally. We'll see. 4 months, whatever. No, it's Kerbal years. What are you talking about? Haven't you seen a Kerbal year? We're not even past 1 year Kerbal year. And we've been in this stream time warping for ages now. The 4 months is definitely like 4 Kerbal years. What's the end goal of this craft? Just increasing Kerbal's experience. Yeah, so definitely increasing Kerbal's experience in the short run. And then it's probably time to start looking at getting back into it, but this is our suborbital test platform for developing this. So I've been using this vehicle because it's a rapid turnaround flight reflight capability to test all of this guidance, navigation, and control. Because what I want to do is eventually get to the point where we can do like a boost back burn, landing, all that jazz, just like Falcon 9, and use this vehicle to test that. So that's what this vehicle's really designed to be, is a suborbital demonstrator for testing our GNC, our guidance, navigation, and control algorithms. And maybe in the future, when we get to the moon and Duna, maybe it becomes a lander. We'll see. Sorry for that. All good, we're back. We're back. I don't think it was you. OBS just decided to be like, nope. All right, 71. We're aiming for 73 here. OBS still breathing. We are breathing. We are A-okay, I think. Question mark. And stand by here. Should kick over into our belly flop. And there it goes. So again, we're testing to see if this line of code running will help us improve our accuracy at landing on the pad, because now if we're moving too fast towards the pad at too close of a distance, it pitches way up to try and really slow down and try and bring that horizontal velocity under control before we overshoot the pad. That's what this right here is designed to do, but we'll see if it actually does that. So how you can read these numbers, chat, is essentially we are 5 kilometers, 5,000 meters away from the pad, downrange distance. We are moving away, hence the negative sign, away at 25 meters per second. So we're moving away from the pad at 25 meters per second. And because we're moving away from the pad, we are commanding a nose down pitch of 32 degrees to try and pick up our velocity to move towards the pad. So those are those 3 lines. So linear distance to the pad, velocity towards or away from the pad, and then pitch commanded. So we're also on a heading to aim towards the pad, which is pretty good. Yes, exactly, Sea Kraken. Something like that would be most excellent. How does Spacebacks do a boost back and have enough fuel to reach the launch pad on the ground again? That's crazy. Yeah. Yes, it is. I mean, they save, you know, a pretty hefty percentage of their fuel in order to do that. You know, that's kind of the cost of reusability, is you have to save more of your fuel in order to boost back and land. But yeah, they're obviously making it work, and it's doing great. There we go. There's some of the re-entry heating. But it's very brief. It's not so bad because we just went suborbital, so we're not coming back from full orbital velocity. We are now 7 kilometers from the pad and moving towards it at 120 meters per second and opening. There we go. Pitching up to try and maintain. Pitching up at positive 11 degrees. Rotating over to get back into alignment with our control surfaces. Vehicle's looking good. 4 kilometers, 170. Three kilometers, 170. Once we pass 1.5 kilometers, we should pitch almost vertical. 30 pitch up. And 70. There it goes. Trying to slow down. There we go, looking good. Really trying to slow down, chat. We're still overshooting a little bit, but not too bad. It's definitely a smaller overshoot. Definitely a smaller overshoot. And landing. Ooh, where is this going, chat? I mean, no matter what, it's pretty good. 85 meters away from that time. I mean, not bad, not bad. But how portable can one make this code between one vehicle and the other? I'd like to think fairly portable. Mainly because a lot of the... Okay, so here's the thing though. The one thing that is not portable is the trajectory, right? Because we've honed this in to be able to do what it does after testing and making sure we don't have a large deviance on the basically the trajectory that it flies. But I still think it should be fairly good, mainly because the system or the measurements we are using can be done with any vehicle, right? Like downrange distance to the pad, vertical or horizontal velocity towards the pad or the landing zone. But it might take tuning to that vehicle to figure out like, okay, well, how much do we have to pitch up in order to slow down? Or even how much can we pitch up, right? Like something like Falcon 9 can't pitch up 70 degrees, right? It's impossible for it. So it's things like that. But for the most part, it should all, you know, it's all been, I guess, made to be modular. Like we have an entire PID library that we use for updating, you know, things like that. So I'd like to think a good majority of it can just be translated over, but definitely not certain parts, of course. Didn't we eventually figure out a workaround for the airlock fairing occlusion issue? Technically, yes, Uncle Bill, but I don't like it because it requires you to put your egress point, let's say a landing cam with the hatch, on like a robotic arm that moves it out of the fairing completely. And then you have to reload the scene, which typically means you have to like go to the Space Center and back. So that way your system is then outside of the fairing on reload, and then you can retract it, and then you can egress them out, and that's fine. But then technically that landing cam or whatever you're using for your egress point is no longer occluded in the fairing. So if you're ever coming back into the atmosphere, you have to, you know, make sure it's retracted. You have to unload the scene, reload it, and then it'll work as if it's inside the fairing. So it's not a great workaround. Like I don't like it. But yeah, there you go. The change in pitch up distance didn't make the landing more accurate. Yeah, it didn't quite make it, at least not that much. There's another thing that we could do, which is increase our pitch to basically be perfectly vertical. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? Like the true way is to actually simulate the vehicle's equations of motion as it's descending, so that way you can align basically your forward trajectory point with how far you're falling and how and your horizontal speed. So that's something that we can implement or look to implement in the future, because right now we're basically just doing like waypoints almost, where we're like, okay, if we're traveling 1.5 kilometers away but at 50 meters per second, well then pitch up this much, right, to like try and slow down. But realistically, it'd be like, okay, proportionally with how far our landing zone is based on our current trajectory, we need to pitch up this much to try and slow down, right? Like that's the difference that could be made to make it more robust. But right now, we make it on the octagon or the hexagon every single time, which is pretty great. Like that's within, you know, 100 meters from the pad, which I'm pretty happy about. But anyways, chat, that is going to have to do it for me. So bring it in nice and close. Much love to everybody here. I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. We are going to be kicking things off probably tomorrow, again, starting at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And we're going to be focusing on our Mooner architecture. We got to figure out how to get Kerbals down to the surface of the moon. That's our next big milestone in the game. So we'll see. That probably means we're going to need an outpost system, or probably means we're going to need a landing system and a orbital like ascent system, or if we can make it all in one vehicle, I'm not sure, but that's where we're going to have to go. Final landing guidance 2 could shave a few meters. Yes indeed, very true. But anyways, chat, have a wonderful night. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow, and until then, have a good hump day, chat. Wednesday, it's hump day, we're halfway through the week.